kind of said it when Sri Lanka beat India. We couldn't see that. We couldn't see England losing. But yes, strange things happen in cricket. So, don't give up if you're a Pakistan fan. And it's not a bad start, certainly in terms of the figures. 37 without loss, 6 and over. Bhuvi into Azhar Ali again, who tries to play that straight drive off the back foot again, and I'm not sure that dropped that far short of Bhuvi.
I think there's been enough to suggest that if you need a bit of luck, which you always do, they're getting some.
Well, yes, I think so. That you look for these little clues, don't you? These keys.
They're just replaying there. We all thought it was gone, comfortably pouched by Dhoni off Bumrah, but no ball.
Anguish on his face, Bumrah. Outside the off stump, mistimed drive off the back foot this time by Azhar Ali. Just runs slowly into the covers.
Muttley says, did someone just say stick? Woof.
Woof. Woof. Hello, Muttley. How are you doing?
Did anyone take you up, Muttley, on the free beer at the co-op offer?
They did. I think it was Josh Robinson went round and got himself some ale, which is great. So yeah, we're spreading our wings. Sponsorships from Cardiff to Sri Lanka to all sorts of places. Here comes Bhuvi again into Azhar Ali, and he works this up to mid-on. This going through for a quick single. Virat Kohli fields very well. I think that Azhar would have been home, but it's still great work by Kohli.
It made him rush.
It did. He moves to 16.
Aram Soldado, guys, I've sent you a jingle for Bumrah to Nigel's email.
Oh, thank you very much.
I think I can dig that out.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We always love spontaneous jingles. And ones that are planned as well. 38 for no wicket. We're in the 7th over. No change to the attack. Bhuvi's bowling his 4th over. Slip comes closer to the wicketkeeper. This is another mistimed drive by Fahar. And it's fielded at mid-off. Kohli's being kept busy there. Just 76 miles an hour.
Nitin Baji tweeted, just son of a bitch. I know, sorry, Bajaj, I beg his pardon. Nitin Bajaj.
Nitin Baji, I like it.
Son of a bitch. I'm not quite sure what that referred to.
Oh, I don't know. No. Perhaps you need to explain this. We're still waiting for messages to explain Knuckle in Paddington. He's in again, bowls. Oh, that's a lovely drive on the up there by Fahar. That's probably the best shot he's played today, but unfortunately it's stopped by Bhuvi in his follow-through. But if he plays a few more shots like that, we'll all be happy. 38 for no wickets, 7 overs gone.
Nitin Bajaj again, that lucky Fahar.
Hey. Indeed.
We've also got Jeff Perkins. Well, I suppose it's Farkat's Day.
Well,
Father's Day, maybe.
Oh, Father's Day, yeah, okay. Don't give up the day job. As we say sometimes here. Has anyone else arrived, by the way?
There've been doorbells going for a while. I think there's a couple of people in here.
Oh, good.
I've uploaded the new Bumrah jingle. Shall we have it?
Well, yes, let's see if he's bowling. Shall we see if he's bowling? Is he continuing to bowl? No!
Good call. This is a good call.
He's coming out of the attack. 3 overs, number 24. So the Bumrah jingle is put on ice. Maybe we'll just find time to play it in a quiet moment. But into the attack comes a bit of spin.
This is a good call to Fakhar Zaman.
Yep.
Not at all new.
Been around a while.
Ashwin. The best of his innings are as long as his name. Ravichandran Ashwin. Ashwin turns to the left. Ashwin turns straight on. Ashwin.
The first ball turns to our right, which means it comes in very slightly to the right-handed Azhar Ali, who just defends it. He's in again. He's got one slip. Azhar tries to work this one outside the leg stump. I think that's going to be signalled as a wide. Umpire Erasmus is very, very tight on these today.
He's getting a lot of workout for that sort of upper chest region, isn't he?
What do you call that? It's the chest press, isn't it, that you do in the gym? Well, many years ago. It goes to leg slip, and Azhar Ali comes down the wicket. Doesn't quite get to the pitch of the ball, so he just turns it quietly into the onside and jogs through for the single.
I think that wide might have been a mis-stumping from Dhoni. I think Azhar overbalanced a little bit.
Ooh. Well, maybe we'll get another look at it then, if that's the case. Now, Kohli is coming over already to talk to Ashwin about something.
But this is the batsman, this plan has been put in place for, really, or rather that this change has been made for Fahad.
Well,
no one's really tried bowling spin at him early yet.
The regulation off break should go away from the left-hander, so he's got the slip in there. He's got a man out at long off. Of course, he's only allowed 2 men outside the circle. Being brought is not that usual to see spinners brought into the attack before the 11th over. But anyway, here he is, coming round the wicket to Fahad. Oh, it's an awful ball down the leg side. He's fired that well wide. I need to look at the scorecard to see how many extras they've already conceded.
Well, look at the scoring rate to the batsman, and yet they're going at 6 and over.
Yep, well, 11 extras, indeed, already. Flicked towards mid-wicket. There's no one in that position, so Bumrah, I think it is, who comes round at mid-on to do the fielding. 42 for no wicket. 42 for no wicket. Fahar has 14. Azhar Ali has 17. So as you see, 31 runs from the bat. But 11 extras in the first, and mainly, well, there may have been 4-leg buys in there, but also a lot of wides.
And a no ball.
And a couple of no balls. He goes back to leg slip for Azhar Ali, and Azhar Ali is forward, pushing into the offside but finding only square cover. No run.
Muttley just tweeted, did someone say cat? Woof.
Michael Wagner on Facebook Live saying, lost you.
Oh dear, where did we go? Hopefully we're back. Ashwin in, he comes down the wicket, he's gone for the big one, down the ground. Is there anyone out there? No, there isn't, and even if there was, it wouldn't have done him any good because that has cleared the boundary by 12 to 15 yards. Wonderful shot from Azhar Ali.
Straight from the Sydney Conservatoire.
Oh, is that one of the Sydney Conservatoire ones? Brilliant, excellent.
Michael Wagner is back working again.
That's
perhaps there was some buffering down in New Zealand. Kia ora, Michael.
As it goes to 23, played a lovely shot like that against England. He waits for a flatter delivery this time and tries to force it through mid-on, but Ravi is having none of that, and he throws himself full length to stop that.
Way Pom Pom has asked, why do I tweet in when you ignore my tweets? Which obviously we haven't. So
we haven't ignored your tweets, unless they've gone through really quickly.
Have missed a couple there.
Well, we apologise. It's a learning curve on the tweets.
That was Schrodinger's tweet.
That was a lovely shot from Azhar Ali. He does commit to that shot when he comes down the wicket, doesn't he? Superbly. Gives it absolutely everything.
Trozen Marcus points out, hope my fellow Indians don't forget that we've got to support the hockey team too, as they take on Pakistan as well later.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, amazing. What a day. What a day it is in India and Pakistan sport. 8 overs bowled, 48 for no wicket. That's better than Pakistan imagined it was going to be about half an hour ago when they thought they'd lost the wicket of Fahar. But no balls and wides and rather streaky boundaries at times have come to their rescue. They're moved on to that score, just short of the 50. It's Fahar waiting for Booby. He's going to continue bowling his 5th over. He bowls a short one. He tries to hook. He misses. Goes through the keeper. There's no run.
Mike Yates has said, tired of that irritating Farquhar that is Agnew. Listen to Gorilla No lumps of Agnew, Vaughan or Warren guaranteed.
Did he say lumps of Agnew?
I believe that's
a lump of Agnew. He's not so much a lump. I mean, Warren's a bit of a lump. Agnew's a skinny wretch. He speaks very highly of me too. Let's have a look. A slip. Ring of 3 on the offside, ring of 3 on the on in the circle. Fahar goes back, forcing rather too firmly to mid-off. There's a very angry Virat Kohli there at mid-off, because even though they weren't coming through for the single, he hurled the ball at the stumps.
Pumps, I think, more than angry. He's probably a bit disappointed they haven't made a breakthrough yet.
Well, yes, I guess that's true.
I think that was in frustration for the no ball, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Messi, Jazz and Ravi there both saying that the Facebook Live is becoming a bit flaky.
Flaky?
Cutting in and out and only 2 of 3 words heard. Yep.
Norman Collier from days gone by, if you remember that.
Yes.
That reference is made every single time.
I love Norman Collier. Short ball again, tries to pull. Again, he makes no contact. Again, it goes through to a leaping MS Dhoni. Now, is he going to put in the big Yorker to follow that in?
Well, he
trying
can't
to force him back?
He can't bowl another bouncer for the rest of the over.
Well, no, it'd be silly to do that, wouldn't he? 3 dot balls, 2 of those bouncers, 2 of them missed by Fahar.
We're expecting this one full at the toes, are we?
We would, yeah, you would guess.
Or full slower ball outside off.
That would be a nice one. Or wide outside the off, lure him into the drive with no feet
Yep.
moving. That could be any of these things. Let's see what it is. In comes Boovie. It's just a length ball, which is defended down the offside of the pitch, and there's no run.
Messi Jazz. Much to my surprise, my respect for Warner has increased significantly as a result of his position on the dispute with Cricket Australia.
Do you mean the Reverend Warner, as he is now known?
Is he really?
He's now known as the Reverend Warner. Don't forget to not to say anything too rude in his presence.
I found through some research, there is a real Reverend David Warner in Manchester.
There had to be, didn't there? There had to be. I mean, it's not that uncommon a name, I wouldn't have thought. Here's Boovie again, fifth ball of the over, again on a length, just clipping Fahar on the pad as he's trying to work that into the onside. There's no run.
Ashish Sharma. Love your energy, guys. Save some for the second innings because they're going to trash them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because I run out of energy after my first session, I tend to find.
Them's fighting words, Ashish.
Well, even this is actually turning out to be a pretty good over in one respect, in that there have been 5 scoreless balls, which will frustrate Fahar, who likes to get after the bowling. He's only got 14 from 26. Really not the way that he's announced himself in this team. Here's Boovie in, again on his legs. He doesn't seem to be able to hit balls that are just on or outside leg stump. He's hit on the pad again, and it's a maiden. 5 overs bowled by Boovie. Great figures, none for 10.
I'm not quite sure how India should feel about this, because their plans to Fahar have worked almost perfectly. Crucially, only almost.
Yes.
Nitin Bajaj has said, bring on Kedar Yadav.
Oh, no.
Purveyor of fine filth since January 2016.
Right arm curiously effective nonsense.
Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, but I mean, if you've got a bowler like that, and if batsmen are so bad at playing them, then they are a genuine weapon, really.
I can't remember which bowler it was. It's a story, I think, in The Art of Captaincy. He took an 8-fer with... and someone said to him the next day, they were all long hops. Yeah, but 5 of them were straight long hops.
Ashwin starts a new over, ball coming into Azhar. He's trying to generate pace from his shot, but can only find mid-wicket. And there is no run. 7 balls without a run. How much will this prey on the Pakistan's batsmen's minds? He's going to sweep this one, and sweep well.
Shot.
Very lovely shot. It's gone down in front of the Bedser stand, if you know your oval, for 4 runs.
With the super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, super shatter, rocka, super shatter.
50's up for Pakistan. 50 without loss, 52 without loss, in fact.
Sean Tracy, he says Facebook Live is a bit stuttery this morning, and Warren Davis says you need to be able to pause Facebook Live to be able to sync with the TV. I'm not sure you can actually do that with Facebook Live during a live broadcast.
No, I don't know about that.
Interesting that Facebook Live is ahead of your TV pictures.
Azhar in bowls. Back goes. Sorry, not Azhar. It was Ashwin who was bowling, and Azhar was batting. He forced this up slowly to long on for a single. We'll have a change. We'll have a change at the end of this over. Knuckle will come in and do ball by ball. Can I find out who else is now in the green room that can come and replace Tony and me?
There's at least 2.
There are 2 people.
There's at least 3 people in there.
Including the bear. Including the bear. We have Liz Yates has arrived. Long journey across, mountains.
Ice packs at the ready.
The London Overground. Fahar comes down the wicket to Ashwin, swings or tries to swing this away, and actually gets a bottom edge on it, which brings him a run behind square on the leg side.
Pretty ugly shot.
Oh, very ugly. It's been an extraordinary innings from Fahar. I can't actually remember a good shot that he's played. He's got himself to 15.
Oh, the header was class.
Oh, the header was very good. Yeah, that's true.
Duncan Ferguson-esque.
Yep. Here's Ashwin again into Azhar Ali. Azhar Ali forces through mid-on. Will take another single.
There is also a gentleman in a low-cut top
working
round the corner.
Know who that might be. Let me hazard a guess. It's not the bear, is it?
He says barely.
Barely what? Alive?
Barely low cut.
Oh, barely low cut. Okay.
Rog McCann is with us on Facebook Live.
Hello, Rog. You fancy to drop in for a test match later in the year at some point, maybe? Perhaps. Ashwin in to complete his over. And another inside edge from Fahar, who then has to hurry to get down the non-striker's end. He picks up another single. He's using up all his lives at once, isn't he? At the end of the power play, Pakistan, amazingly, have moved on to 56 without loss. Azhar Ali has 29, Fahar has 16, and it's time for a change.
It's been too many overs on a little couch, just like an old biddy. They need to stretch and slouch. It's been a few A few overs coming, but to the sofa, change gon' come. Oh, yes, it is.
And a change has come. Not in my case. I'm Knuckle and Pandey on your ball by ball, but I've been joined to my left by the Pride of Pakistan, as she's been dubbed by various members of the Twitter community, Liz Yates.
Hi.
And to my right, by the delectable Chris Dealey.
Good bloody morning.
We do have a new Boomerang jingle, which I had to hide somewhere. It's in India. I hide it in India Mog.
Okay.
That one.
Uh-huh.
I'm here to meet Sophia Parvati.
I like that. Jasprit Bumrah back into the attack. None for 24 off his 3, mostly in extras. Of course, took the wicket of Fakhar Zaman off the no ball, being the silly sod that he is, as he bowls back of a length on middle and leg, and it's just guided down to third man by Fakhar for a single. 57 for no loss. Pakistan, God only knows how.
I'm not entirely sure what any part of this innings has been.
No. India have done. I would say India's plans have executed them quite well. Yeah, this is back of a length and straight to Azhar Ali, who clips a Rohit Sharma. If Rohit had hit there from mid wicket, Azhar Ali was gone for all money. Azhar Ali is berating himself for taking the run. Rohit Sharma's berating himself for missing the stumps, and the almost carnage continues.
Right, so there we go. That's two. You don't want to say easy, but two very effectable missed run outs. There's the wicket off the no ball.
Oh, that wasn't that far away, actually.
It really wasn't. There's the wicket off the no ball. There's countless edges. How?
Fakhar's not middled one all day.
No.
There's a couple of nice shots from Azhar Ali. The straight six off Ashwin and the strapple down the ground. Jasprit Bumrah affecting a Morny Morkel style pirouette into Fakhar full, and that's sort of middled by Fakhar down the ground. Just gets it between the diving Azhar Ali and the stumps at the non-strikers end, down the ground for one of these. That was actually quite nicely played by Fakhar Zaman. He just waited for it and just closed the face on it to get it past Azhar Ali at the non-strikers end, actually playing something approaching a recognisable cricket shot.
Yeah, I've seen people do those before.
Although possibly not with the bat at that sort of strange, jerky angle.
Well, still not.
Around the wicket, Jasprit Bumrah outside off stump and crashed through the vacant cover point region out to the sweeper. I think that's Kedar Jadhav out there. Flings back in ineffectually, and Fakhar Zaman gets a single, moves to 22.
He has very, very deep eyebrows, doesn't he?
Yeah?
Fakhar. Yeah. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, we're seeing the no ball again. It was there was a little bit of daylight between the heel and the line. How are we, by the way?
We're good. Ravi Nair 3 minutes ago says...
Oh, big LBW appeal from Jasprit Bumrah. The umpire is as yet unmoved. I don't think they're going to review this. Dhoni is signalling from behind the stumps that it's too high. Hit him on the above the knee roll. Azhar Ali was on the walk slightly. Kohli's now saying from mid on that it was too high, but good tight lines from Jasprit Bumrah. Azhar Ali completely tangled up and could not get that bat around the front pad as he was trying to clip that through mid-wicket. Sorry, you were saying.
I was going to say, Ravi Nair says, India probably now looking at chasing at least 300 under pressure now, I would think. Hashtag no balls, hashtag no balls
that's
at all.
I thought that was a much better LBW appeal, but it's probably just sliding down leg. Very full from Jasprit Bumrah. Azhar Ali fell over slightly. There might have been a slight inside edge as well because the appeal was strangled. But good stuff from Jasprit Bumrah. Good comeback. The straight drive notwithstanding, end of the over.
Yeah, I do suspect there was a big or little chunk of bat on that one. But, yeah, I mean, look, this is... I just want to bring that back to the idea of India chasing 300 here. This is still Pakistan batting, and I think they've shown enough in this innings so far that they could probably still get all out for about 210.
That's the joy of it, though. You never know until it happens.
Because Pakistan against India, and they're always... reasonably cack against India of late.
Except for it's not...
only in tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
I was say, exactly. But the oval's not made for spin, like, at all.
It used to be. It doesn't do much of anything for any bowler these days.
Pretty much. Anine Bazaj says, by the way, didn't realize it was Tony's first time on. My sincerest apologies. Craig McD says...
I don't think it was it?
Maybe on tweets. Boovie, 5 overs for 10 runs. The other end, 5 overs for 46 runs.
Yeah, mostly in extras. Well, not mostly, but that's how it felt like. Ashwin's been reasonably expensive thus far, going for 9 and over of his 2 thus far. It was round the wicket to Fakhar Zaman, very slow on leg stump, and Fakhar tried to work this round the corner, but could only find Jasprit Bumrah on the 45. There is no run.
Jasprit
Bumrah on the 45. Everybody needs a Bumrah for a pillow. That one's fired in at middle leg again, clipped through mid-wicket. There is a man up at mid-wicket, but that was clipped too square of him, and Fakhar wanted the second run. Azhar Ali emphatically did not, as Kedar Jadhav came sprinting in off the mid-wicket boundary. Just the single to Fakhar Zaman, moves to 23.
Azhar Ali did a very good job of slipping twice there in one movement.
Yeah, there was a slight Scooby-Doo air to that.
Yeah.
Reichs Razor.
Which Scooby-Doo character is which Indian cricketer? Tweet us.
Ashwin back over the wicket to the right-handed Azhar Ali, who punches this one off the back foot but can't beat mid-wicket. Very angry fling back to the bowler from Virat Kohli. And there is no run.
Jonah Jones says, good day all. Talk over here of the Aussies maybe going on strike before the tour of Bangladesh.
Yeah, that's been mooted for a little while. Ashwin going a little wider on the crease and firing this one into middle and leg. Azhar Ali clips out to Shikhar Dhawan, the only man who's ever managed to make a goatee look cool. And there is an easy single.
Now, see, I can see that a lot more than I can see a potential strike for the Ashes. Because let's be honest, international cricket doesn't really respect Bangladesh.
Wide on the crease from around the wicket this time. Ashwin employing the wide on the crease and floated that time into leg stump rather than fired, but that wide line angling in. There is no run back to the bowler. Ashwin in again. Down the track comes Fakhar Zaman. Tries to drop kick this one over the leg side and has done so to good effect. Mid-wicket was in place, but Fakhar managed to clip that one straight of him. Picks up a boundary after 12. Pakistan 69 for no loss.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That was nicely played, if slightly unconventional looking from Fakhar Zaman. Got to the pitch of it and just really did just punch it on the half volley through the gap.
Regarding the Aussies, Messi Jez says the Aussies won't strike or they'll be unemployed. Their current contracts expire on the 30th of June, to which Jonas says that is true. Ravi Nair says, oi, we need to see much more cleavage. We're used to seeing the virgin white bosom of that, Chris. Don't let us down. Finals.
You'll have to take what you've got. I was in a bit of a rush this morning. I was considering one of my particularly low-cut ones, or indeed my India shirt, but I thought, with Nakal on and without Atif, things start to get a bit one-sided.
Yeah, I did try and dig out my Misbah t-shirt this morning, but I couldn't find it. Bumrah continuing, bowling his 5th over, is punched off the back foot by Azhar Ali, just a length delivery up to mid-on. There is no run.
Rafiq Ahmad is on Facebook Live, asks, what is how much predicted score? It's Pakistan. It could still be anywhere from 220 to 330.
Yeah, Pakistan at the start of this tournament, actually in one-day cricket for the last probably a little while, have actually not been mercurial and unpredictable. They've just been consistently awful.
Yeah.
This is down the leg side, another wide for Jasprit Bumrah, possibly trying to bowl Azhar around his legs, but the both umpires are getting some good chest workouts here from Jasprit Bumrah. Needs to tighten up that line to both the right and the left-hander. That's probably at least his 5th wide this morning. Azhar Ali 31 off 38. Fakhar Zaman 27 off 36 at the non-striker's end. Pakistan 70 for no loss in the 13th over. This is pushed into mid-wicket, but Azhar Ali had no timing or power on that one, and the bottom hand came off the bat and it just dribbles to Rohit, the short mid-wicket. There is no run.
We have a short bit of Dr. Dan Doggerel in honor of me, believe it or not.
Ooh.
Lovely Machine Gun Liz is sweet. The new girl is queen of tweet. Her performance is hard to beat. She reads all tweets. That's such a feat.
Machine Gun Liz. Excellent. It should be on the side of a World War II bomber.
I like this.
In comes Jasprit Bumrah, very full, and strikes Azhar Ali on the pad, but looked as though it was a sliding down leg again, and there isn't really an appeal of any note. In fact, there's no signal of any note from the umpire, so that's another inside edge onto the pad from Azhar Ali, moves to 32 as that one dribbled into the leg side.
Thanks for that, Dr. Dan, by the way.
Yeah, very good, Dr. Dan. You've become become a crowd favourite, Liz.
Who knew? Most people, when they hear the American accent, run and flee in terror.
Amazingly enough, people our tweeters like when you read out their tweets.
I know, right?
Around the wicket comes Jasprit Bumrah again, leg side and clipped round the corner by Fakhar Zaman. Just a single down to long leg.
Also suspect it helps, as far as I can tell, half our audience half the time is American.
Mogg says, surely it's time to just call us for Pakistan and go home. He also says, wouldn't that just be fucking typical of arrogant Australia to bail on Bangladesh?
Again.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Man Yank says, nothing like a dodgy stream on TV and Guerrilla Cricket on my phone to keep me entertained. Clovis the Apostate says, don't know about Scooby-Doo, but Jajada looks a bit like Dick Dastardly.
There are other cricketers who look more like Dick Dastardly. Another quick pick up and throw. That was a much better judged single, actually, from Azhar Ali, because Yuvraj had a little bit of work to do at mid-on to skip around and pick up left-handed. The throw came in quickly, but I think Azhar would have made it anyway. Yes, would have made it comfortably had the throw been on target. So some good quick running and some Peterson-esque quick running from Pakistan's opening batsman.
Kevin Peterson red ball singles.
Yeah,
soon to a corner shop near you.
Last ball of the 13th over is clipped into mid-wicket. Another quick single and another throw that misses the stumps narrowly. This time from Hardik Pandya at mid-wicket. Again, I think it was safe. I think they were safe.
I really want to see a replay of that because it looked to me live like Azhar Ali was staring at the field the entire time. Wasn't looking where he was going.
Actually, that might have been close if he'd hit because he wasn't really stretching his bat out at all or actually really running.
He was too busy watching.
That was weird.
It was as though he was baiting Hardik to throw that or something. They made it. 4 singles plus the wide off Bumrah's 5th over. He's gone for 36 off his 5. Pakistan 74-0 loss off 13. Ashwin yet to exert any real control over either of these batsmen.
Andy and Brum says, Ashwin's going at 8 over. Derek Willis is trying to rile me up by saying Fahar Zaman is like Jason Roy, who doesn't get out right away. Hey, he scored 92 yesterday. Thank you very much.
Yeah, in a domestic match, but it doesn't matter.
That's absolute carnage in the Royal London One Day Cup.
Yeah, it was.
Biggest ever chase in English one-day cricket?
Yep.
Brilliant.
Messi Jez says, might be worth updating the homepage text. It still says that we're replaying England versus Pakistan.
Refresh that, I would say, and if it's still there, then we'll change it.
And Nestle Boy says, headline of the day, Pamela Anderson calls Theresa May the worst prime minister in living memory.
Fair enough.
We do have opinions.
Well done, Pam. Leg sidey again from Ashwin into Fakhar. Would have been a wide if Fakhar Zaman had decided to leave that, but no, he shuffled outside leg and clipped around the corner for a single.
Arafiq is asking us why Zaman is quiet. Is this Indian bowling effort or match strategy? I think he's just not.
He's not timing it.
He's just not timing it. I don't think there's any kind of greater thing than that. The silence, I think, it's more been noisy like
and that one is a regulation full delivery on middle stump, but a regulation clip to deep square for a single by Azhar Ali.
What do you call it, a regulation single?
Almost agreed. Ashwin bowling that one sort of cross seam, I guess, is not the classic off spinners form with the seam pointing at a neat 45 degrees to leg slip. Ashwin trying to mix things up. Maybe to get that one to skid on a little bit to Azhar Ali, who's both batsmen, in fact, with the straighter deliveries have occasionally mistimed flicks and been saved by thick inside edges. There isn't a slip in place, but there is a man at short cover that's Virat Kohli, the captain, and a man at short mid-wicket, that's Rohit Sharma for the left-handed Fakhar Zaman, who goes into a reverse. I hesitate to call that a sweep. It was a chop, really, and it dribbles off the thick bottom edge down to the man at short third man, and there is no run. That was all very ugly and creaky and angular from Fakhar Zaman. He taps that bat again, and Ashwin bowling that one much slower. Lovely stuff from the experienced campaigner, and this one strikes Fakhar Zaman on the pad, clearly going down leg, but he's really struggled with that line into the leg stump, and that one is slightly too leg sidey, and it's an easy clip around the corner for a single. Better over from Ashwin thus far, though, just the 3 off it.
Ashish Sharma says, good cricket so far, waiting for the moment when they all fall down like a house of cards.
Yeah.
India.
I mean, they've been trying to run each other out for a while, and Hafiz and Azhar Ali aren't even in yet. Last ball of Ashwin's fourth over, the 14th of the innings, is a clip past the man at short mid wicket out to the sweeper on the cow boundary. 4 off the over, Pakistan 78 for no loss after 14.
Please, on Facebook Live, stop asking us for predicted scores because it's Pakistan. It could literally be anything. We have no opinion on this.
Neaton Pastrella says, hey folks, please shout out to my old, and I do mean old friend and new listener, Sirish, aka Lemon Tits.
Hi, Lemon Tits.
Hi. Tim Everingham says...
I think saying that on air is a sex crime.
Tim Everingham says, evening Gorilla, hoping for a Pakistan victory as it'll be good for cricket and good for Kohli and his massive ego. Adif Nawaz says, the KH, the phlegm sound from the epiglottis.
Hard.
I know he's responding to a tweet we've actually written. So.
That's the Atif Nawaz 100. 500. Hope you're well, Atif. Hope you're enjoying the game. We have a change of bowling. Boomerang has been relieved of duty, thus Val probably won't be seen again until the end of the innings. And from the pavilion end, we have this man.
He's a hard man to jingle, and I've been working like a mog.
Hardik Pandya in, strikes Azhar Ali on the pad, massive and ridiculous LBW appeal. Fairly sure that was a thick inside edge onto the pad. No inside edge. It defeated the drive of Azhar Ali, but I think it was just outside the line of off stump. They're thinking about reviewing this. They're only in a very natty pair of blue sunglasses.
That definitely hit him outside the line, didn't it?
He must have walked outside the line. Yeah, they're not particularly interested in reviewing this, I don't think.
Disinterested handjob thinks they're funny. Thank you, Mog.
Messi Jazz says GPL warning.
Oh, yeah.
14 minutes to go.
14 minutes. Yes, the Gorilla Prediction League are a little, for those of you who, well, maybe it didn't hit him outside the line, a little high. But we were confused there by Azhar Ali falling over after he'd played the shot. Yes, for those of you who are in the, who like a prediction, and from our Facebook live stream, there seem to be a few of you, go to gorillacricket.com/competitions. Sign in or register if you haven't registered an account with us. And after this ball from Hardik Pandya, which is back of a length, and Fakhar Zaman tries to take that down with his chest and volley it into the top corner. He did the first part, but not the second. There is no run. Fakhar Zaman doing his very best Olivier Giroud impression.
It's been absolutely ridiculous. Right, this is the LBW appeal. We're just seeing the Hawkeye of it now.
Umpire's call on impact. In terms of being outside the line and just, actually crashing into the top of middle and off. But I think our initial impression was just about correct.
Yeah, just barely.
Kohli's gone off for a little drink of water. Appears to be doing a very good mime of a man sitting on a stool. In comes. In doesn't come Hardik Pandya. Away goes Hardik Pandya as Fakhar Zaman waves him away. But now he's already again a couple of back taps, a widening of the eyes, a widening of the mouth. Baseball stance. In comes Hardik Pandya, back of a length, and pulled by Fakhar Zaman. That's the best time pull shot he's played all day, and of course it is only a single. Shikhar Dhawan fields easily out there on the mid-wicket boundary.
Varang Druitt says, great coverage, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, your listenership is much appreciated. Tell your friends.
And Messi Jez says, oh, Knackle, you know how pedantic I am. Of course I refreshed it before tweeting it. Definitely needs updating in there.
All right, we'll get our best bear on it.
Warren Davis asks if this is a used wicket. He's got some degree.
I do not believe so. This is tight to off stump, and that's really again favouring the clip into the leg side. This one down to Ravi Ashwin, loping in off the fine leg boundary. There is a single. Yeah, sorry, just the now playing text.
Yeah.
It's done. Refresh. It's all good. We are no longer in replay. That is basically the equivalent of the R in the corner of the screen. Just to continue, sorry, the GPL. So you pay £1 per guess. You guess the number of runs that will be scored in the day's play. That link again, gorillacricket.com/competitions. You have just over 10 minutes.
Yep. Ravi Nair says to Adif, just tell them the closest is the CH in the Scottish lock. They're never going to get the Urdu KH.
Fakhar finally times one full delivery on leg stump, but again can only pick out Shikhar Dhawan on the mid-wicket boundary. Picks up a single.
Or indeed, I suppose, the CH in the Welsh language. In kind of Llanfairpwllgwyngelech.
Save the Newt says it literally. Save the Newt says it can't literally be any score unless somehow they get negative runs.
No, they can still lose 82 runs from here.
Pakistan are the only team who could theoretically be 300 and pi. Outside off stump and thrashed over the offside by Azhar Ali. It was length, it was wide. The man was up at backward point, and Azhar Ali said, I'm going to throw everything at that. It's flying toe end down to the boundary for one of these.
I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4.
That slightly ruined what had been a pretty good over from Hardik Pandya thus far. It wasn't that far away from the man at backward point, but far enough away. After 15 overs, which used to be an important thing in one-day international cricket, no longer. Pakistan at 86 for no loss, and the Bollywood villain's henchman himself will be bowling from the Vauxhall end. Why is our longest jingle for the bowler who has the shortest over?
You know exactly what it is. Because we're hoping that one day we can get an entire over in the jingle.
Over.
More likely to happen in tests.
Yep.
Like pure IPL gold. Ravindra Jadeja. Who's that spinning on the field? Who's that done?
3 men up on the offside, 2 on the leg, and Fakhar Zaman playing a risky game there, backing away and trying to slash Jadeja through the offside. Almost beat him for pace, but he just got the bat down and it picks up a single to cover.
Dr. Dan has done a sketch of Jasprit Bumrah bowling in the power play. We have retweeted that for you all to enjoy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dan, a purveyor of fine poetry and art.
As opposed to the rest of us who are largely just purveyors of filth.
Jadeja very tight to the stumps from around the wicket and given a good piece of fielding off his own bowling as Azhar Ali punched that one back to him. Jadeja adjusts his Alice band and coming in again. There is a slip in place for the right-hander. Down the track comes Azhar Ali. Gets a little bit tangled up there. It was speared into middle and leg, and Azhar had to come around his front pad, but managed to punch that one past Jadeja. Picks up a single, moves to 41 of 48, which for Azhar Ali is practically Bolt-esque.
Dave Wood says, just tuning in. Have I missed much? Come on, England.
Yes. Wider on the crease is Jadeja, and a good piece of work from the man out at long end. Hardik Pandya got the throw away very quickly back to Jadeja right above the stumps, and Jadeja just for effect broke the stumps, but I don't think there was any danger of Fakhar being run out at the non-striker's end.
Speaking of Pandya, Woy Woy Palm says, wonder if Hardik's chat-up line is Hardik by name, Hardik by nature.
So Fakhar just picked up a single with a sort of flicky sweep thing into mid-wicket, and Azhar Ali picked up a single with a punchy drive thing up to Hardik Pandya, name and nature, at long off. I
kind of hope he doesn't, because I've never known it work when someone's just gone up to someone in the bar and go, I've got a massive boner.
Back of a length, and Fakhar Zaman making room for himself and punching into the offside, but can't beat cover. 4 runs off Jadeja's first over, nice and tight from the twirly man with the twirly moustache. 16 overs gone, Pakistan 90 for no loss.
Yeah, if he tries that, it's not going well.
1 in a million HG says, listening from Toronto, early but an exciting game. Welcome. Crack of the Bear says, you'll get your best bear on it. Is there another? Maybe I won't be alone any longer. Mog says, you could do the FI sound in Sumerian. Thanks a lot, Mog. We'll never get that either. And Greg says, home from work just in time to watch India lose and watch the end of the Le Mans 24-hour. What great timing. I think there's a lot of trying to jinx going on.
It could always happen.
I've never heard anyone use the Le Mans 24-hour as a jinxing tactic.
Hello, on Facebook Live, you were going to say. Daniel Jairam and Chris Hardy has just joined us.
Hi.
Hello. We've also got Shazad Khan with us.
Hey.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Mr. Pandey. Hello, Miss Liz and Mr. Question Mark. Thank you, thank you, Liz. You are here so we can win the match, as you are lucky for Pakistan. You guys are rocking.
Good morning, Shazad. Back of the length and defended off a back foot by Azhar Ali. There is no run. Or I guess good afternoon as you're in the UAE.
Was it Shazad who was sex pesting
young Benjamin?
Young Benjamin.
Yes.
Right.
Which is why I said good morning.
Sex pesting, is that a verb, sorry?
Can be. It is now. You've made it.
Now.
Get Oxford on the line.
I like verbing things that aren't verbs. One of my favourite
That's one of
things
those.
to do with language.
That's one of those irregular verbs, though, isn't it? I flirt, he sex pests. Full and clipped nicely through mid-wicket by Azhar Ali, but a good piece of work from Yuvraj Singh at mid-wicket, rolling back the years to when he used to be one of the best fielders in the world.
When he used to be young.
And he plunged upon that one down low to his right and saved 4, I think, really, because that was nicely timed by Azhar Ali. Yuvraj doing his best not to look impressed by his own fielding. Hardik Pandya rather futilely attempts to shine the ball on those trousers. Holds this one cross seam over the wicket to Azhar Ali, who punches this one firmly, but straight to Kohli at short extra. There is no run. At the end of the over, I'm going to do some plugging.
And I don't know how I got this pride of Pakistan thing, because last time I covered Pakistan versus India, we know how that went. It didn't go too well, but I did do Sri Lanka, so we'll take what we can get. Mogg says things must be different down there, because where I am, it always gets attention when I go up to randoms and bars with an engorged wang. I'm sure it gets attention. Is it the attention you were hoping for, Mogg?
Well, there are certain establishments I think that would go down well. Azhar Ali may have thrown this away. He's come down the track and sliced this one. Safe! Somehow safe. There's a man running back from cover. There was a man running round from mid on it. Landed equidistant between the two of them. And Pakistan continue to stretch the limits of credulity.
It's a very important cultural match in the Confederations Cup today. Portugal versus Mexico. Can you tell me why that is culturally significant?
No.
Think Simpsons.
I forgot already what you said.
Hardik Pandya short and pulled with reasonable control, but again, Fakhar Zaman actually middles one and only gets a single. This time, a decent bit of fielding by Bhuvneshwar Kumar at long leg. Oh, was that the soccer game of the passing in the centre circle?
Yes. Centre. That's to wing. Back to centre. Centre passes to halfback. Holds it. Holds it.
Saif Abdullah says, listening to your show, nice commentary. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Tell your friends.
Yes, tell all your friends. Tell all your friends.
And I'm going to tell you how you can support the show at the end of the over.
Yep.
In pleading and begging fashion. Last ball of Hardik Pandya's second over, the 17th of the innings, is punched down the ground somewhat unorthodoxly by Azhar Ali. The throw came in hard from Jasprit Bumrah. It was off target, and that might have been interesting with a direct hit as well. Pakistan continue to live the charmedest of charmed lives. Charmedest is not a word, but I'm going with it. End of the over. So yes, there is a banner above my head if you are watching on Facebook Live. If you are not, it says patreon.com/Guerilla Cricket, patreon.com/Guerilla, GUERILLA Cricket. You should know how that's spelt if you are watching or listening to this. We can only survive with your generosity. We are a self-funded show, which means that we ask you to fund us. Just a couple of dollars or however much you think you are worth a month will help us keep going, will help us keep this ridiculous and antiquated steam-powered equipment going, will help us keep our ridiculous and antiquated and steam-powered commentators going, and will help us bring you certainly every ball of every England international, every ball of every major tournament, and anything else that we and you decide to cover. We covered the entirety of the India-Australia Test series earlier this year through we were only able to do that thanks to your generosity and thanks to your demand, and it was, I think I can safely say, the best test series we've ever covered on this show. So again, patreon.com/Guerilla Cricket. Please do help us out.
dare to dream that someday we maybe have a tweet computer that isn't covered in coffee.
Nope, not going to happen.
Save the Newt says, have you guys not sorted out your sex pest infestation? I think it's been so long that they have tenancy rights now. Grubby says, good job, the kids have their own entertainment in the car. Hashtag lemon tits. We have a tweet from Jonah that says, how cool is this glass? And it shows all the fielding positions etched into the beer glass.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Ta-da!
Can't really see it because it's covered in coffee.
It really is
can
covered
kind
in
of
so
see
much
it from
coffee.
here.
Oh, that's cool. That's
cool.
really cool.
We'll retweet.
We'll
It's very
retweet that.
cool.
That's excellent. Where one might acquire such a thing.
And Saif Abdullah says, listen into Guerrilla Cricket to listen to live commentary of the India PAK final. Yes, listen to us.
That is the general idea, yes.
That is how we do this.
I should give you a list of the people who've been generous enough to help us out. Mog, Jonah, Diane Patterson, Peter Svidler, Chess Grandmaster, Kevin Partington, Bob Maxwell, no, not that one, Steve Pettifer, Jane Francis, Katie Cooper, Rahul Anantharaman, Matt Burley, Dr. Matt Burley, astrophysicist, Paul Collins, Jay Grover, Chris Waller, who is not a man who sells Chris's, John Rogers, Christopher Barlow, Terry Francis, Crawdon Mike, Anna Forsyth all the way from Vancouver, Matt Toohey, Niall Connolly, Nicola Wright, David Wood, Barry Shaw, Adelaide Barmies, Kanan Pandey, my mum, James Sutton, Benjamin Ockel, Paul Jones, Jeremy Henderson, known to friends and enemies alike as Messy Jez, Alex Thomas, Philip Shaw, Peter Lloyd, Jack Powell, Steve Bryant, Nathan Halley, Will Warren, Graham Smart, and the most excellent Mark Zip. Those are the people, the Roll of Honour, who have helped us out with a Patreon donation and have agreed for their names to be read out on air. Join the Legion.
And Mr. Khan, our deal is still valid, but I need proof that you have sent $150 to the Guerrilla Patreon.
Was this someone who was trying to buy your socks or something?
My shirt. And I will part with any of my shirts for $150.
You heard the lady.
I don't care.
This is for the Cat Kidney Fund.
It is for the Cat Kidney Fund. And he wants to know from Knackle, who do you think is going to win the match as you are wearing your India flag?
That doesn't necessarily mean I do still think India will win, but Pakistan have started better than I think they could have hoped for.
Yeah.
In function, if not in form.
The problem comes when it comes to accelerating, because I don't think Fakar's going to accelerate. I don't think he has the capacity to accelerate today. He's just going to keep either hitting it to fielders or edging it horribly, and then Azhar has his own acceleration issues. Yeah,
I think he's very much putting his particular pedal to the metal. He's trying to. Azhar Ali's done the sort of the equivalent of trying to hill start in fifth gear. It's not working out well. Well, it's sort of working out well, but you wonder how long it can last. Jadeja does some devilish twirling of moustache and ball. He's in around the wicket to Azhar Ali, who chops this one out into the deep point region, where Kedar Jadhav fields out there on the boundary, and Azhar Ali picks up a single. Actually, this is slightly harsh on Azhar Ali. It's actually been a pretty well-constructed innings. He's been somewhat affected by the chaos of Fakhar Zaman at the other end. This is not in any way chaotic, as Jadeja floats this one up on middle and leg, and it's pushed to short mid-wicket. There is no run.
Warren Davis says, what about people donating on PayPal? Yes, we accept PayPal.
Yes, there is a PayPal link on our website. I believe the email address that you will need for that is guerrillacricket@gmail.com. This one is again into middle leg and again pushed to short mid wicket.
So yes, if you don't want to donate, if you don't want to donate monthly, do just send us a lump sum there. We will gratefully accept it. And Abhishek says, Knackle, can you give Neil a shout out?
Hi Neil. Is that Abhishek Chitnis by any chance?
Is.
Hey, Shaq, how's it going? Old school friend. As this one is full on middle and leg and swept in horrifically ugly but somehow effective fashion by Fakhar Zaman. You can pretty much put that little qualification on every shot he's played this innings. That was fielded out on the mid-wicket boundary. There is no run. Hey, Sheikh and Neil, if you are listening, thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying. I assume you guys are watching it in Manchester somewhere together.
Messy Jez says, there was a lot of left-handed gesturing in that plea, Knackle. Have you considered professional ranting lessons from Hendo?
This one is that's all I saw on the subject. This one is pushed out to cover in controlled and orthodox fashion by Azhar Ali. Picks up a single, moves to 46. Jadeja thus far tight but relatively unthreatening, although you wonder how long Pakistan will just let him go at 4 and over. Not very long at all, as this one is flayed through mid-wicket by Fakhar Zaman down the track, and actually for what is really a sort of pick-up bottom-handed hoik, timed very nicely past long on, picks up 4, moves to 41. Pakistan 100 for no loss after 18. Really is a bottom-handed swipe that Fakhar plays.
The sheet on the fridge says we should be having a change bet now.
I think, are we not doing 10 overs?
There's 18.
Message says,
I assume we are doing 10 overs now.
Yep, Message says, I have enemies, who knew? Mog says, I missed some of those names. Can you do them again, Knackle?
Mog, Jonah, Diane,
Sad Siddiqui, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name,
Hey,
I assume I am, says, good afternoon, Gorillas. Just tuned in to what appears to be a list of lottery winners. Hello, everyone. Well done. Greg says, I think the Crick Info commentary people are listening to you guys. There are too many similarities in the things that you have said.
One of them used to be on the show.
Dave Wood says, do you expect stamps? Ravi Nair says, haha, you have competition. Hashtag not competition at all, because the ICC says that they're live on Facebook with Michael Slater and Sanjay
Manjrekar. One of those is good, as this is pushed past the dive of Shikhar Dhawan at short midwick, who gets up and just make sure his goatee is still attached to his face, and Azhar Ali picks up a single.
Shaker Chisel says, if somebody can get me a glass with this on it, and it's the fielding positions, but it's different names like fat third man, obese third man, nice ankles, cow corner, pig pen, sheep shoulder. It's pretty funny. We will retweet that graphic for you so everybody can see it.
Yeah, silly point and bloody stupid point.
I like.
Hardik Pandya, all chains and tubey grip, up to the wicket and bowls, beats Fakhar Zaman on his outside edge. It was a nondescript push, really, feet going nowhere. Fakhar Zaman trying his best to look intimidating and pretty much failing. Nice delivery from Hardik.
All chains and tubey grip is actually my seeking on Tinder.
Matt Hooper says, hi guys, listening or watching actually on Facebook Live from Australia. Hello.
Thank you for tweeting in to tell us you're on Facebook.
Tim Everingham says, what's next for the Gorilla Network? Any chance of the Women's World Cup?
I think it unfortunately clashes with the England-South Africa series, which is the one thing we do next. A poorish bit of fielding by Ravi Jadeja might result in a run-out. Oh, they hit the stumps, which is a pretty good effort considering he was on all fours. So just to describe that in more detail, it was angled across Fakhar Zaman. He guided it down to short third man. Jadeja had to scramble and dive to stop it, misfielded, which meant they tried to go through for a run. But in one motion, he slid after the ball, picked up through, hit the stumps, but Fakhar Zaman had made it quite comfortably. So simultaneously, a very bad and very good bit of fielding by Ravi Jadeja.
Lawrence Grasty has told Footy Mac to get Gorilla Cricket on. Save the Newt says, there's nothing silly about Silly Point. It's my favorite fielding position.
Then you are silly. Although I do admire that. I actually quite like fielding in close.
So do I actually, for reasons I may elaborate on after this ball.
Which is somehow Azhar Ali's managed to snooker cue that out to cover. There is no run. He played that almost entirely with the bottom of the bat, which is perhaps not the best place to be trying to hit a cover drive. It seemed to work.
It's very nice to be able to just kind of field almost on instinct, which you have to do when you're that close.
Yeah, I don't like having time to think about catching.
No, not at all. Very, very bad.
Yeah. Thinking and catching are enemies. I think thinking and batting probably are as well.
Yeah, I think to an extent.
Jason Roy appeared to be trying to think too hard when he was batting during this recent run. Again, Hardik has to abort his run up this time. Azhar Ali backing away, not quite being ready to face. But he is now. In comes Hardik, short and pulled around the corner by Azhar Ali. Just a controlled steer out to the man on the fine leg boundary. I think that's just it's Bhuvi Kumar. I did not recognise him because his eyes are regrettably hidden behind sunglasses. And it's a single to Azhar.
Neaton Bajaj says, hashtag Limited says, Manjrekar is to commentary what Trump is to U.S. presidency.
Oh, that's harsh. Sanjay Manjrekar is all right.
Michael Wagner
oh, yeah.
Michael Wagner says, I loved Silly Point. I never had to run or throw. Mike Yates says, thick sausage point would be my position, given that graphic.
Last ball of the 19th over is bowled by Hardik Pandya. Filthy and long hoppy outside off stump. Fakhar Zaman can't even be bothered to swing ineffectually at it. He then swats a fly for some reason, or practices the shot. I'm not quite sure which. 19 overs gone. Pakistan 103 for no loss. This is going much better than they could possibly have hoped for.
Yeah, it's weird.
Save the Newt says, I like Silly Point because most batsmen at my level don't have a clue what to do when there is one.
Yeah, they panic and try and hit you in the head.
And Mr. Khan, yes, I will wear that short, and I will send it to you worn, but you need to send the money. You can do Western Union. I don't know where you would send it to on Western Union, so I would recommend PayPal if you don't know how to do Patreon. PayPal would be good. PayPal's on our website.
Can I suggest that we don't set a precedent of selling our used clothing to our listeners?
For $150, I'm selling everything.
The 20th over begins with Ravi Jadeja tight to off stump and punched out to cover off the back foot by Azhar Ali. Moves to 49. There is a very, very easy single.
I would point out that we did once sell to our listeners in exchange for donation the experience of seeing me in a bright pink boob tube on Freeview TV.
Yeah, but you didn't then sell the boob tube.
Could have.
It was mooted.
That would have been a healthy profit margin given that you got it from Primark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say the shirt came from the little corner shop in Australia. 150 is more than my money back.
Very fast and very round army from Jadeja, bowling wide of the crease around the wicket to the left end of Fakhar Zaman, who tries to make room and slice through point. But can't beat point. There is no run. There's a Pakistani batsman, I think that's Babar Azam, picking his nose on the balcony. Again, very round army and very full and very fast, but Fakhar Zaman this time does manage to find the gap at point, and it careens into the boundary for one of these. Both batsmen now within heaving distance of half centuries.
Dave Woods says, a lot less distance to walk between overs at silly mid-on too. I am that lazy. Mogg says, are you sure you don't want the batsman thinking? That's how we end up with commentators like Michael Slater. Josh wants to know, how much is the boob tube?
Fakhar Zaman makes it though he's going to come down the track, and so Jadeja fired that one in short, but Fakhar won that little game of cat and mouse and just off the back foot punched an easy single up to long on, moves to 47.
Right, I just want to point out we should be having a change at the end of this over, and seeing it's Ravi Jadeja that's going to come very quickly.
I should certainly be out of here, and possibly we've got definitely a couple of people who've not been on yet in the green room.
And Nestle Boy says, I can see every pub from here, every Sunday second 11 player in the entire world. Which is one of the positions on the cup.
Down the track comes Azhar Ali and clips this one off his pads. Agreed single out to square leg, and Azhar Ali, the Test captain, the former one-day international captain, goes to a very nicely and calmly compiled half century. Of 61 balls, 5 fours, and one very nice straight six.
Daniel Jairam on Facebook Live says, India always thinks that they have the divine right to be champions. I'm from Trinidad. Don't care who wins as long as it's not Kohli.
Oh, poor misfield from the man at backward point. I think that might have been Jadeja again. No, it can't be Jadeja. He's bowling. Even he's not that quick. No, it's Yuvraj. It was Yuvraj reverting to type, doing an excellent impression of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, lit straight through his legs for 4, and Fakhar Zaman, God only knows how, has 50, all change, 114 for no loss after 20. You will be in the very capable hands of Manny Cohen, Tony Bishop and the Bear.
It's been too many overs on a little couch, just like an old biddy. They need to stretch and slouch. It's been a few overs coming, but to the sofa, change gon' come. Oh, yes, it is.
Ah, good. It's a bus pass team.
I'm not ready for a bus pass yet, Manny. Fuck off.
It's only a matter of time. Anyway, guys, good morning all. The first ball of a new over is just played back to the bowler, and there is no run. A cracking start by Pakistan on a glorious day at the Oval. Azhar on 50, Fakhar on 51. Both going along at almost exactly the same strike rate. Yuvraj is just inspecting his hand. There should be nothing wrong with it because he missed the ball last time, so I don't think he got a glove on the last misfield. Next ball is short and just paddled around the corner for an agreed single down to long leg. 115 without loss. Are we up to date with our listeners?
I think so. Nestle Boy tweeted, "Used to like being out there as could have a fag." But I'm not quite sure what that was following up to. Steve has said, "My favourite position, although probably these days my favourite position is near the pub with a pint, especially on days like today."
Missionary.
Way pom pom. I remember the boob tube. It was all very weird.
Yeah, it was rather weird.
Yes. Yeah. Pandya in bowls and leg side in, flicked away. He's got away with that. I mean, a couple of yards either side of long leg, and that would have been 4 more, but straight down to the man at long leg for another agreed single. Yuvraj is trying to look unconcerned. He's fooling nobody. I mean, he fielded that was an old fart bit of fielding, or non-fielding. I mean, he'd been upset, disappointed if that had happened in the under-11s. It shouldn't really happen on the billiard top at the Oval.
But the interesting thing here is I think 330 is going to be easily gettable for India.
Yes.
330, 340 even.
Yeah, the Pandya in bowls, and this is pulled just backward a square. Again, in a controlled shot in the air for a while, but quite controlled. Didn't really go through with the shot. Just an agreed single. 3 singles thus far off the over. 117 without loss. Run rate at hovering at just over 5.5. Now, I'd agree. In the modern way, 330 is on a good deck, which the Oval usually is par and probably no better than that. And as we know, it's a very quick outfield. Pandya in bowls, and this is dismissed out to the man at deep mid wicket. It's Yuvraj. Oh, he's woken up. Sorry to trouble you, old boy. He managed to field that one on the bounce. He almost looks like a fielder there.
Derek Willis has tweeted us here saying, "India playing like it's miffed that Pakistan isn't holding up its end of the bargain by not getting out."
Yeah, I know. They're looking perplexed, aren't they?
Well, they nearly had it. If they hadn't bowled another ball, they'd have had Fakar would have been out, and he was looking hopeless to begin with. But
and a few run-outs missed as well. Yuvraj does look as though he's been on the pies, doesn't he? On short ball, and this is an attempted uppercut by Azay. Gets nothing on it. It's slightly miffed that he didn't. It was slightly higher than he thought it was going to bounce, and as a consequence, he got nothing on it. End of the over. Yes, I mean, you feel there's that sort of superiority that they have, and rightly so, because I mean, India's record against Pakistan is such that they assume they're going to beat them.
Well, as a purveyor of that kind of thing, I think this is it, isn't it? Eventually, Pakistan have to beat them in an ICC tournament. Yeah. They've lost how many games? I mean, they've never beat them in an ICC tournament. Eventually, it does have to come.
Yeah. Would it be the 3rd win for India in this tournament if they won?
They won in 2013, didn't they?
They've won it twice before.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think they probably have.
But India are kind of like Germany, aren't they, in football? I mean, they always turn up to tournaments, and they turn it on for tournaments, and they're always there or thereabouts.
Are they good at penalties?
They're a lot better than England, I'd say, at penalties.
Just a quick tweet.
Set the bar that high, to be fair.
Very interesting tweet from Nestle Boy. Not sure what this means, but on TuneIn site, trending worldwide has Guerrilla Cricket at number 4. The top 3 are BBC stations.
Fuck the BBC.
Well, I'd say we're top of the non-BBC
Absolutely.
league, which is pretty good.
I've never heard of them. Jadeja in bowls, a bit of a dart, which is just blocked by Fakar, back to the bowler, and there is no run. It's interesting, I think, Jadeja, he's been got at in this tournament, hasn't he? I mean, people have gone after him.
He hasn't taken many wickets.
No, he hasn't. Next ball is played nicely off his back foot. Slight misfield at square cover.
But it's...
I was going to say a dive. It was more of a collapse at square cover, and they will pick up a single.
But it's much like Ashwin's ineffective in England. I mean, he was ineffective. I mean, part of the reason why they didn't pick him clearly was that they didn't think he was going to be any good here. In the semi-final, he went for 54 in his 10 overs or something like that, and so it was over 5 and over. In this tournament, he got taken to cleaners in the first couple of overs, and because he darts it in, he's trying to get it so tight to leg stump. He's bowling a lot of wides.
Jadeja in bowl, short, wide, cut.
One hand
backward of square. There's runs there.
And it's going to be why did you dive? Who's that?
It was a pretty average bit of fielding. I mean, it was going to be 2 and possibly 3, but you do feel if that had been South African,
there'd have been a dive.
There would have been a dive. Now, whether it would have been successful or not,
you just go for it, don't you?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it sets a wrong tone. It was a poor ball. It was a poor ball, short and wide, and cut back with a square. But the dive should have come in. Didn't fancy it.
It was one of these anyway.
It's me, says she. It's me, says she.
Cut away again. Not so much bat on it this time. And the Indian fielder, whoever that is in the deep, decides this time to be bothered to field it. And they pick up another 225 without loss. Yes, Bear.
We have some people watching on Facebook Live. Matt Hooper, he says, hi guys, watching from Australia. Hello, Australia. Warren Davis says, what about people donating on PayPal? You can donate on PayPal if you go to our website. There's a donate button. Also, in some versions of the TuneIn app, there should be a donate button that goes through. It depends. On an Apple, it doesn't seem to be there, which is weird because Apple's usually better than Android. But on Android, I think the donate button is there. But you can go to our website and press donate by PayPal. You can do a one-off donation, or you have the option of monthly.
Jadeja in bowls a length ball, which has push drives, but straight to short extra cover, no run.
Mog has tweeted, has Manny copyrighted agreed single yet?
Next ball is again pitched up and driven hard down into the ground by Azza, bounces up and, for at a convenient height for extra cover to field, and there is no run. 7 runs off the over. No, I haven't. Do you think it's? Yeah, I should do, shouldn't I?
I probably should.
Yeah.
Rohit Mohan has joined us. Oh, maybe has been with us a while, but he's become very active. Enjoying the coverage, chaps. Nice way to keep up with the action at work. Might stay longer than I should. Please do.
Work, you poor sod on a day like today. Tell us what you're doing.
He's also, there's a poem here. Oh, let the sun beat down upon my face, stars to fill my dream. I'm a traveller of both time and space to be where I have been.
That sounds like a song lyric. It sounds familiar.
It does.
Neil Dutter says, question for Knuckle, Kohli or Tendulkar, but he can answer that when he comes in. I don't know. And Abhishek Chutness says, Knuckle, can you give Neil a shout out? What he can do, he just has. But he wasn't Knuckle, it was me.
Messi Jez has pointed out, Apple don't do anything without taking a 30% cut.
Well, this is true, I know. But they do have a better operating system.
Enough of that nonsense. Back to the cricket. We have a new bowler. And we may have a jingle for him.
We do have a jingle for him.
This man who's been rubbish by the Bear.
Well,
no, not rubbish away.
Listen,
rubbish away.
Look.
That's perfectly fine.
Gone for 7. Over.
Fairly new to the game. Oh, Ashwin. The best of his innings are as long as his name. Oh, Ravichandran Ashwin. Ashwin turns to the left. Ashwin turns straight on. Oh, Ashwin. Ravichandran Ashwin.
Bowls his first ball, which is darted in towards leg stump, and it is tucked away but straight to mid-wicket, and is no run.
Led Zeppelin's Kashmir, Nestle Boy informs us, I think. Maybe that's where that lyric was from.
Ashwin bowls too short and easily played off his back foot down to long on for a single. Azza back on strike.
Absolutely.
126 without loss. Almost halfway through the 23rd over. Par score. Now, what do you think, guys? What do you think? I mean, usually the rule of thumb is 30 overs and you double it, don't you? I mean, that's what, particularly if you've got wickets in hand, which even for Pakistan, they'd even struggle to lose enough wickets in 7.4 overs to not have enough wickets in hand for the last 20 overs to have a charge. So your thoughts on that as Ashwin bowls, and it's good length ball, but just punched down the ground by Azza for that well-known patented agreed single.
Well, these two have looked increasingly comfortable. They've ridden their luck for sure, including the no ball that took a wicket. So I think upwards of 350 is very plausible.
As Vakar backs away outside leg stump to give himself a room through square cover, cuts the ball but straight to backward point, and there is no run. Lovely day there at the Oval.
Well, the bookies have the run line at 311.
Do they? Next ball is just pushed into the offside. There's a shy at the stumps which hits, but there's no great excitement from the Indian fielders.
It's closer than you think, you know.
Yeah, direct hit, but the body language suggests to me that they're in, and I think he is. It was a decent pickup, but what I liked about the single, if it indeed is a single, is that as we see the shy and the bat is down and he's comfortably in. Yeah, his head's over the line as well as everything else, so he's well in. It was literally just dabbed in front of him, so the single save. I
think there's any doubt about that being not out.
It is given not out. 128 for none, and they both went immediately, which is always a good thing to do.
I do have some money on the run out being the next way out.
Good call. Next ball is worked away into the onside.
There is a run out.
And
they're both at the same end.
Oh my giddy aunt! Yep. They haven't gone. I do beg your pardon. A strange bit of camera work. They both ended up at the same end, and they've been run out by the length of the pitch. I thought it was just a simple single, but Azza has gone by only 22 yards. As Ashwin bowled, it was tucked off his legs. He went for the single. He didn't see his partner not coming. He continued to go, and it was a simple return to Dhoni, who could run him out by the length of the pitch.
It was the batsman's call, though. It was well in front of him, batsman's call.
It was a batsman's call, but FAK decided he wasn't
going to bother.
No,
well,
so do you, Azza. You're out.
$17-2 on a run out.
You just...
£3 at 17-2.
Happy days.
Happy days.
Happy days.
There have been games where I've gone a couple of times on run outs because it looks like I've run out and I've not got them. Yeah, finally, I've got one in.
Well, to be fair,
loving it.
You've always got a decent chance with Pakistan. I mean, that's
£29 for a £3 bet. Love it.
Way Pom Poms pointed out that on this Father's Day, it's good for some of the commentators to bring their granddads along. I don't know if it could be you or me. I think the bear is probably going to duck out of that. I'd say there's two of us there. It could be, but
unfortunately, I did have
lines. Why not?
I did have Azhar Ali as the top scorer for Pakistan, which he is at the moment, but it's not looking likely. Next man in.
Yeah.
Who will be next man in?
Baba, I think. Will it not?
Yeah, it will be. And we do have a jingle for the man. It is
Baba Azam.
It's this man.
Baba Azam, Baba Azam. Make a stand, Baba Azam. You got me wishing I was bowling, watching and scream, Baba Azam, Baba Azam.
Now, what do we think of Jadeja's Alice band?
I don't like it. I don't like Alice bands. Full stop, Manny.
Yeah, well, as the Alice banded Jadeja bowls and a good diving stop at short wicket, and there is no run. Now, if I'm FAK, I make sure I stay out into the middle for at least 20 minutes because you don't want to go back into the pavilion and have Azza's bat smack around your nut. He reverse sweeps the next ball, but straight to square cover, and there is no run. He remains not out on 56 from 70 deliveries, and next ball he just paddles into the onside straight to short mid wicket, and there is no run. He looks a little bit twitchy, doesn't he, and a little bit guilty.
Well, he should do, but he should calm down because they've only lost one wicket. They're the 24th over.
He's got to put it out of his mind.
Yeah.
Next ball is tucked round the corner, but straight to the man on the 45, and again there is no run. I agree. It's easy to say, difficult to do, but when you've been involved and probably guilty of running out your partner, Jadeja bowls a dart, which is played straight to short mid wicket.
Quick tweets from Ravi.
Yep.
Getting to danger time for peak. Need to time their wickets right. I think that's Pakistan. Too late and it's frantic panic. Too early and ...
Next ball, the last of the over, is tucked square into the onside for an easy single. An energetic Cody does the run to pick up and keeps them to a single. End of a tidy over and a quick one from Jadeja. Threw that in about 2 minutes. 129 for one. Pakistan, the man out, as a run out by no more than 22 yards. The fielding done by Bumrah, but there definitely was a single there if they'd both gone quickly, because it was to his left hand, and he had to transfer the ball into his right hand and from a prone position then throw back to Dhoni. Yes, Bear.
Right, says Khan says, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mr. Hello, Mr. Pandy, Miss Liz, and Mr. question mark. It's me, Nigel, the Bear. We have Manny, and we have Tony Bishop. Daniel Joram says, hi guys, I'm new. Disinterested handjob, which is obviously Mog, says, in caps, tell me the predicted score. Have bets to place. I need your expert analysis. Well, I just got a run out, Mog. Sweet. At 19-2 or something stupid like that.
Ashwin bowls, and this is played into the huge gap at mid-on, down to long on, and they walk through for an agreed single.
Now, I'd say over 300 is probably on the run line. A minute ago was 311.
I think
it would have gone down now. I mean, I think that's quite low on a potential batting track. I think that's gone.
No, that's just a replay. Yeah, he should have gone, shouldn't he? I mean, it was, as you rightly say, Tony, it was the striker's call. It was well in front of square, and it was to the fielder's left hand. And he's not the quickest. Ashwin in bowls, and this is clipped away past the diving Pandya, and they will pick up a single. 131 for one.
Well, lots of people ask him to score. Is this a used wicket? I don't think it is a used wicket.
No.
And he gets a predicted score over 300, 310, 320.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd like to get 330, 340. I mean, just looking at the track. But, I mean, I've said that a lot of games, and it's never got there.
Well, I think... But I know they've just lost a wicket as Ashwin in bowls too short, and this is cut. But... almost off the splice of the bat, and it squirts away just backward of square. Decent bit of fielding, and there is no run. I think batting sides from here should be targeting 330, and I think with the track, next ball, he comes down the track and loses his shape and hacks the ball into the onside. They're coming back for two, and they will make it. Not the best shot. He came down the track like the use of the feet, but didn't get to the pitch of the ball, went through with the shot anyway. A slightly frustrated shot, you feel, from him. He's just getting a little bit twitchy.
It looked like he was trying to go aerial with it, and then it just didn't...
he got it almost off the toe of the bat.
Wanted, yeah.
But he's going to pick up two. He just needs to calm down a bit now. 133 for one. Bowls a length ball as Ashwin, and this is just pushed into the massive gap down to long on.
Ravi Nair has said, what's happened to the umpire's jingles? At Mog 7734 was nagged to make. Messi Jez had replied a little bit later, umpire jingles are currently subject to review.
I can get you some umpire jingles.
Save the Newt said, sounds like he got mogged off.
Ashwin bowls a nicely flighted delivery, which is worked slightly around his front pad by Baba, out to square leg. That completes the over. What I'd like to see the two batsmen do, I know Baba's not that experienced, but just come down to his batting partner and say, okay, fella, yeah, bit of a cock up, that run out, but it's gone. That's gone. Leave it. Put it out your mind. Yeah. Let's build a partnership. You and me. Let's build a partnership here. And you know what's happened's happened. You can't affect that. And I know that's easy to say and more difficult to do, but just having a chat with your batting partner can often just help. 134 for one. We've had 25. Yeah, I think 330 should be gettable. I mean, a decent batting side from here would say that. Down the track he comes and launches that ball far, far back over long on for one of these.
Sorry about that. I was trying to...
Quick tweet then. First we take Manhattan says, the collapse begun in the traditional Pakistan way with a comedy run-out.
And a half-decent catch in the crowd by a man back in row G, who celebrates despite the fact that he's clearly an Indian supporter.
Who are umpires today, by the way?
140 for one. Kettleborough's won, isn't he?
Murray Erasmus
bowls, and he backs away and cuts really nicely. And out to the square cover boundary for one of these.
I can only count to four. I can only count to four. I can only count to four.
And Kohli has come up to his bowler and said, you're bowling crap, take that ridiculous Alice band off your head and you bowl a lot better. I can only believe that was the conversation they're having.
We have some umpire jingles from Mog.
It's Murray.
And kettlebell.
Very silly.
Rich Wetton has pointed out Jadeja's Alice Band hasn't quite reached Adam Zampa's level of offensiveness.
Yeah, true. Next ball is darted in and just bunted down to long on for a single, 145 for one. It's inevitable that he hasn't reached that level of obnoxiousness because one's Indian and the other's Australian. So Zampa starts with a huge head start, let's be fair. Round the wicket he bowls. Baba just defends to short extra cover and there is no run. Hopefully those two boundaries will have settled Farker down. He's on to 72, too short and punched off the back foot by Baba out to the cover sweeper for an agreed single. Neat throw coming back into Dhoni, 146 for one.
Coast Newsman says, "Hey Bear, please put some more money on India taking a wicket. The last bet worked a charm."
They didn't at all. But I might go for another run out. It's quite fun.
And Jadeja in bowls. Farker down the track, up and over extra cover. There's nobody there. One bounce for. He's decided this is time to attack him. And that's a gorgeous shot. And that is 16 off the over. 150 for one, and they would be severely disappointed not to get to 330 from here, surely. Great bat speed from Farker, and maybe he has put the run out of his mind, but he went for broken that over, and it's certainly paid off for him, and he moves on to 76. And that's been Pakistan's best over thus far, by some distance.
Akshi Pasi has said there's a lag in the stream by at least one ball.
Yeah, compare what on both really, because it has to go up to the internet and out again. It's you can pause the telly though, and get in touch with the put it in sync.
Ashwin bowls a dart, which Baba just punches off his back foot down to long on for a single.
Anthony Ayton, if you're watching, you're a plum too, mate. He's a good friend of mine. He says, "Hey Nigel, you're a plum." Thanks,
nice.
mate.
Nabil tweeted, how long before Ramiz ends his spell switching to guerrilla cricket till then? Mike Yates 48, I see my wife has graduated from the rifle now.
Huh?
Scary.
That's scary, yeah, exactly.
151 for one. They're pushing their rate up to towards 6 and over. Ashwin bowls filth down the leg side, taken by Dhoni.
Trying to spear it down that on the leg stump most of the time, isn't he? And he is not succeeding for quite a few of them.
But by about a yard then. Rightly wide at 152 for one he bowls, and again, yeah, he's going to leave that one all day because in this form of cricket it's going to be wided, Ravi. Try something else. I would, but there we are. He may do this time. 2 wides in 2 deliveries. Poor cricket, 153 for one. Down the track he comes and plays a pretty ugly shot, but it's
effective.
He's uglied that for one of these.
Nice shot.
And a rather fat Pakistani supporter gets very excited by that. He didn't get to the pitch of the ball. He did go through with the shot. He flat batted it. He took that from off stump and flat batted it just to the onside of straight for 6. 159 for one. Ashwin bowls. That's driven sweetly through extra cover. Nobody there. That's going to be probably 3 and maybe a comedy 4. Who knows? There's a diving stop just in front of the boundary sponge. They come back for 3. 162 for one. The acceleration coming. 85 now to Farker. He's more than a runner ball. Lovely shot that. That was
glorious shot.
Just straight that through extra cover. And the cover sweeper had to do a move from long off to deep extra cover and saved a single. 162 for one.
Ravi Nair says, I think it's about the umpire puns.
Ashwin bowls. Nicely flighted delivery to the right-handed Baba, who just defends into the onside.
After all that work and late-night bad puns, maybe during the break, question mark. I think we're going back to the umpires under review.
Ashwin bowls 2 leg side. He tucked off his hip down to long leg for a single.
Jeff Perkins wants to know why the TV umpire doesn't get a jingle.
160.
We'll check that out in a minute, I think.
163
Who's
for
the
1.
TV umpire? Do we know?
We'll check
it. It is Rod Tucker.
Rod Tucker? Hold on. I'll get you one for Rod Tucker. There you go. We can do everything here. There we go. Rod Tucker.
Tucker, 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 Tucker.
Yes.
Possibly the last ball of the over is edged through the line of second slip.
Come on the ball! Come on the ball!
The third line.
Oh, that's poor.
Comedy fielding, 4 runs.
Oh dear! What a shame.
That is an expensive over, he probably should have done better. He's not the quickest over the ground, and as Burma, and he put in the dive and basically helped the ball over the boundary edge, and that's a rather expensive over. I think that's 17 off that, and the charge is on.
It's me, says she.
I've gone for a run out again.
Yeah, every
with
chance.
those odds, you can't not fake. You can't not.
I don't know. I just think that the fact in this mood, I think caught. I think he's going to launch. There's a break in play. I don't know if is this a prayer break or not.
No, he's just having food.
Just food as well. I thought they might be multitasking, food and a bit of prayer.
Dr. Dan has sent in a fantastic picture of Fakhar Zaman's reverse sweep live. So that's there for people to see.
It's 27 overs gone, 167 for 1. Maybe a good time for a drinks break for India, because Kohli got his men into a huddle. I don't think he's best pleased with some of them. He sets a very high standard himself with his fielding, but he's got to hide a few fairly pedestrian fielders, should we say, in the Indian lineup. We have a change of bowling. We may have a jingle for this man. I'm sure we do.
Yeah, we do. He's been the most unimpressive Indian bowler for the whole tournament.
He's a hard man to jingle, and I've been working like a mog. He is Hardik Pandya. He's won awards for the best slog. But it comes down to the pitch, and if it isn't a pitch, we're gonna need his bowling.
His first ball is short and wide and cut out to the cover sweeper for a single. Baba off strike. Now, I think that's his game now. After that run out, he's decided the best way forward for him is to attack. And Baba just needs to get off strike and give the strike to Fakhar, because he's in a rich vein of form currently. 89 from 85, albeit slightly frenetically on occasions, but he's managed to clear the ropes on a few occasions. So danger signs for India. 168 for 1. Pandya starts his run up, but something has distracted the batsman and he pulls away. Pandya will have to go back to the end of his mark and start again. Run rate now up and over 6 for the first time today, 6.18, and I mean, if there's another partnership, 350s on Pandya in bowls, top edge over the keeper's head, 1, 2, 3 bounces, 4.
Oh, this is going all the way Pakistan's way, isn't it?
2 + 2 is a member.
Well, shall I tell you what the high end of the betting market is for runs?
Mm-hmm.
What is on a 3-way?
Well, what's the spread bet?
Well, the line now is at 330.
Yep. I still think that's a bit low from where it is now. 172 for 1 at the Oval, 9 wickets in hand.
Well, they've got over 360.5 at 10 to 3. I'm going to put £3 on that.
Pandya in bowls. That's a better ball, which is tucks a batsman up, but he just drops it into the offside and runs a quick signal all the way down the middle of the wicket, it must be said, and the umpire has a word with him to say, off the wicket, son. There's a slower ball from Pandya, just a little off break, but well picked by the batsman, and there's no run. I must say, I do get fed up. I think this nonsense about batsmen and bowlers running up and down the wicket. Pandya in bowls beats Baba's prod outside off stump through to Dhoni, no run. 173 for 1. I think it's a load of old tosh, frankly. I don't care where they run. Be it 1 day cricket, 4 day cricket, 5 day cricket, who cares? If they run up, I'm not saying they should be allowed to do a Shahid Afridi and pirouette on a length with his long spikes, no. But running up and down the wicket, who the hell cares? And if it roughs up the wicket a bit, I don't care. Next ball is short and pulled rather well down to deep backward square. They should come back for 2. They do.
Nitin Bajaj has said, oh, mother, Farker's going all out now.
Hey!
Shades of the 12th man there, I think.
Yes, indeed. There were many favourite cricketers for the 12th man for me. I think my all-time favourite was Medim in a gay bar.
Yeah, Medim.
I almost, the first time I heard that, I was driving my car and almost crashed it. 175 for 1. Next ball is pitched up delivery and blocked back to the bowler. And there's no run. Pandya completes his over. 5 overs he's bowled, 0 for 25 at approximately 5 and over. 28 overs gone, 175 for 1.
This is very good for Pakistan. I just hope they can carry it on for the entire 50 overs.
Well,
at least we'll get a game then.
Yeah.
I mean, the last game I remember Pakistan playing in a final. I didn't see that 2020 final.
Param Soldado has said, can you get Ramiz Raja as a replacement for Atif Nawaz next time?
Ramiz Raja? Yeah. I'm not sure.
Are they one and the same person? I always thought they were. Maybe they're... Look, Pakistan, they've only... They're 1 wicket down, 22 overs to go. What they're not good at doing, Bear, sometimes is creating a platform and going from there. They are good at the shorter format of the game. Given 22 overs with 9 in hand, they don't have to think. They can just go from here, can't they? And I think they'll be good enough to do that. Edged through gully, but this time doesn't beat the sprawling Bumrah. He dives away to his right-hand side as we see a close-up of Dave Richardson, who's partly responsible for some of the ridiculous rulings of this tournament, in my view. Pitched-up delivery is pushed down the ground to a long on, and there will be a single, 176 for 1. I don't know if there's been any discussion on this, but in a one-day cricket, why don't you have a new wicket?
Well, exactly. I mean, it was.
I just don't understand that. I'm not taking anything away from Pakistan. They undoubtedly, if you bat bowl and feel better than the opposition, you deserve to win, and they undoubtedly did. Next ball is darted in and defended by Baba to short mid wicket. But if it's a one-day game, you have a one-day wicket.
Exactly. That wicket in Cardiff was poor.
Ashwin bowls and.
Or if you were English.
Pushed towards mid-on, and Virat Kohli moves quickly, as is his way, to his left-hand side. He stops a single. Better over this. Ashwin, twirl of the arms, bowls, too short cut, but straight to cover. And this time Yuvraj is awake, and he fields. And there is no run.
Save the News tweeted, I'd be surprised if the Jaffa jingle wasn't adapted for Tucker. Mog points out, the other Tucker jingle is better.
Oh, there are 2?
Ashwin completes his over with a nicely flighted ball, which is just tucked but straight to mid-wicket. Jadeja fields, and there is no run. That's a tidy over from Ashwin, he owed his side that from his previous filth. He's bowled 8 overs, 0 for 54, 176 for 1 of Pakistan.
Josh wants to know, do you guys have commentator jingles?
We used to. We don't now. This is the other Rod Tucker jingle.
Don't go for a review on my Tucker. Make a fucking call yourself on my Tucker.
Much better,
You're
Mark.
the umpire out there, yes it's true. Nobody makes decisions just like you. Give the fucker out on my Tucker. It was hitting metal sump on my Tucker. If the ball won't work, then you must say hit the road you put with no delay.
Oh, that's terrific.
That's great.
That is we like that. Pandya to continue. He's. I take your point about. I think he's the weakest of the Indian bowlers. But that's true of any side. You have your frontline bowlers
and your fifth bowler,
and most sides, unless they're packed with genuine all-rounders, have that short ball, which is paddle pulled round the corner. And Bhuvi Kumar fields on the bounce. It was always just a single. He moves on to 96 from 90 deliveries. Baba back on strike. His job now just to get off strike, push the singles. 177 for 1. And Pakistan set for a big total here, which should, as you say, Matt, I mean, there will now be a game. Yeah, it could be scoreboard pressure, but...
I mean, that's it. The last game I was going to say, the last game I watched was that capitulation to Australia when they were all out in about 25 overs.
Yeah.
Which was really disappointing.
Pandya bowls and Baba plays sweet timing, but on the bounce to Jadeja at backward point, and there is no run.
Well, which brings on Jonathan Cumberbatch from Trinidad, says Pakistan's bought their game face, a true belt-a-thon classic awaits. Well, let's hope so. I'd like to see a good close game and a finish.
Yeah. They said there on the speedo that ball from Pandya was 87 miles an hour. It doesn't look 87 miles an hour to me. But hey-ho. He runs in and bowls, and Baba is beaten by a ball that did just sort of nibble away, shaped away a little bit from the batsman. He played a pretty indeterminate prod at that. And that one apparently is 88 miles an hour. It was good enough, but again, didn't look like 88 mph. But just a little bit of shape, which...
you haven't seen yet.
The thick end of 180 on the board for 1 down. Pakistan won't mind seeing some shape on this. Whether this is the beginning of some reverse, who knows? You wouldn't have thought so with...
not the oval.
This
is a fresh wicket, though, isn't it?
This is a fresh wicket, in bowls, and this is stroked, but straight to mid-on, and there is no run. This is better from Kohli. I mean, he's got Baba on strike, and he's got quite a lot of single savers there, which is good. I mean, you want to bowl to Baba as much as you can here, because he's got 7 from 18 deliveries, and he knows his job is just to get off strike and give it to his partner, because he's going like a train. 6 men inside the circle, saving the single. As he's in, he bowls, and this is dabbed down towards third man for an agreed single. 178 for 1.
Ravi Nair tweeted, Bear on Jingles, Manny on BBB, and Tony Bishop on tweets, Hendo in the green with Knuckle, Chris, Dealey and Liz Yates. 2 to 3 of them up next.
Oh, it's only 1-1.
You've only got one in here, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, there's some semaphore going on.
You're going to tweets, I believe.
Nitin Bajaj pointed out, I foresee India chasing 500. Well, that's definitely optimistic from a Pakistani perspective.
Pandya, to complete his over, it's clipped, I think, just via thigh pad out to backwards square leg. They jogged through for a single. It is 1 leg by 179 for 1. That is the end of the over and the end of my stint.
Bit like us, Manny, is seeing a higher score. Pakistan could be looking at close to 400.
Well, it could be, but I think something will happen in between. Anyway, we're going to have a little switcheroo. I will be back shortly. But until then, I will leave you in the capable hands of Manny and Tony. Hey, Chris.
Oh, am I?
Oh, 179 for 1. I mean, this is probably beyond Pakistan's wildest dreams, you'd have thought. I mean, a runner ball, 9 wickets in hand, 20 to go. I mean, rule of thumb, double your score from there. I mean, that's 360, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we certainly said north of 350.
And especially when you kind of take I think there was some suggestion in the large inverted commas, a modern game, you take it after 32 and double.
Yeah, well, I mean, fair point. I mean, you could well do that, but I mean, even taking a more conservative line on it, I mean, 360, I mean, that gives your bowler something to bowl at, doesn't it?
Anyway, it's going to be Ravi Ashwin. He's got 0 for 54 off his 8 so far. He will be bowling from the pavilion end, and he's bowling to Fakar, who's on 96 off 91. Drops out a little bit short on off. It's swept away, and it's all the way there. And it is a ton for Fakar.
Etc.
Just gave him enough space.
There's not one boy for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
Great innings that, because he went through that wobbly period after he'd run out his batting partner, and he's come through that. He decided, I think, after that it was sort of shit or bust, and he was really going to attack, which he did, and it's come off, and he's really accelerated the rate, and that's a tremendous 100 for him.
Well, and I think if you do run out your partner, who is at the time on more runs and going well, you owe it to the team to stay in and do the job, and he has absolutely done that.
Well, yeah, he has.
Ashwin again. Pushed away into the covers. There is no run.
I just hope he just regathers his thoughts now and thinks, be greedy now. 100's not enough. See it through.
Here comes Ashwin. A little bit short. It's lifted up and over, down to the man. Extra cover. There was a little bit of comedy fielding. They have managed to run 2. Pakistan move on to 185 for 1. Off 30.3 overs, currently motoring along at just over 6 and over. So you would think they've got plenty more in the tank and time to do it.
Nitin Bajaj tells us the lady Dave Richardson was chatting to was Indra Nooyi, CEO of PepsiCo. And Imagine says, surely it's time for Shit Gets Wicked's Jadhav.
Here comes Ashwin again, right arm around. And that is a terrible attempt at a cut. An under edge, ended up going to the man, really, I suppose, sort of just backward of leg there. Well, he was reaching for it. It went between the stumps and MS Dhoni's pad. Here comes Ashwin again. Better length this time, pushed away into the leg side. There's a man at sort of a wide-ish mid-on, I guess, and they have taken a single.
It would take all the fingers in the room to count how many times he should have been out in this innings.
Well,
yeah, luck's been with him.
You need to ride your luck. Here comes Ashwin again. Right arm over this time. Ball on a good length, and Ashwin dives to his right to do a very tidy piece of fielding off his own bowling. So he's reached the end of that over. There were 7 runs from it. Pakistan have moved on to 186 for 1 off 31 overs. Barber moving sedately really on 8, but Fakar is going wonderfully well on 103 off 96.
The one thing I would like to see from Barber is an ability just to manipulate the strike. I mean, drop it and go, push the things. I mean, that's his job. He's got 8 from 20, which is okay, but you've got somebody going like a train at the other end. Just get off strike.
He made 38, I think, didn't he, against England, if I remember right?
Yeah. But okay, Fakar, I agree, he's ridden his luck, but sometimes it's just your day. If it's your day, give as much of the strike as you can for the guy that's in and going like a train, and hope his luck continues.
Well, Babar Azam's got a number of records to his name. He holds the record for the most runs in the first 25 ODIs by any batsman in the history of the format, would you believe?
I'm so impressed with your homework, Toby. Did you do this last night?
I did some of it very early this morning, actually.
Did you?
No, I did. I was too busy drinking last night.
So impressive.
He's also the fastest Pakistani and joint fastest in the world to reach 1,000 runs in ODIs. So the start today has been cautious by those standards, I suspect.
I have to say, I didn't get around to doing my homework because I had to watch Argentina-England last night. So I was distracted by that.
And what a game it was then, indeed. What a series that's been.
Oh, it was wonderful. I mean, some really good rugby, wasn't it? I mean, it was from both sides. I thoroughly enjoyed both games.
And Scotland went and bloody beat Australia. They're going to be up to 4th in the world rankings.
Which surprised everyone, including themselves. But you're not missing any. There's yet another break for drinks, and fair enough, because it's quite a warm day out there.
I will tell you one other rather interesting fact I unearthed about the Oval, actually. Believe it or not, it was 1784 when they used to play on Kennington Common. On the 18th of June that the first ever recorded first-class match took place. It was London versus Dartford. So it's the anniversary. I couldn't quite count up how many years, but it's its anniversary today, would you believe?
That's cricket being played
on Kennington Common, on which the Oval is based. The Common obviously doesn't exist anymore, but it used to. Anyway, Pakistan 186 for 1. Bakar is on 103 off 96. Baba has 8 off 20.
Because cricket predates that by a good while, because I know cricket was played on Mitcham Common, and indeed in the Cromwellian period. Cromwell being killjoy, he was.
He was a bit. He didn't like anything that was good fun. He tried to get rid of, didn't he?
You wouldn't really want to go out for a
You
pint
sensed
with
he
that,
wouldn't really have liked one-day cricket either. He'd have wanted a good 5-day grind.
Yeah, indeed. And he'd been ordering a Ribena rather than a pint of beer. I mean, he was a bit of a miserable sod. But he chased, or had them chased off, the cricketers off Mitcham Common, I believe, because they should have been practicing bow and arrows or something like that.
Right, would you believe we've got some tweets? At Amrock6 is with us, says, this game is boring, no wicket, more runs. You are a fanny, go away. Don't go away, do stay with us. Messenger says, that Bumrah no ball was a teeny bit expensive then.
Indeed it has been, yes.
Well, you're the tit who bowled it, Bumrah. I mean,
well, quite.
I've got no sympathy with bowlers who bowl.
So, of course,
balls.
although we have one wicket, all of the bowlers have great big fat zeros against their name.
Yeah.
Bhuva Shambar, though, has probably been the most effective. He had bowled 5 with 2 maidens, only 10 runs, and has gone for just 2.
2 and over. Yeah,
everyone else is looking at least north of 4.5.
But I guess Dhoni is intent on saving Bhuvi Kumar for the death, isn't he? Because I mean, he tends to be his most experienced and probably his best bowler in that circumstance. So he wants to keep that trick up his sleeve, and I can understand exactly why.
Once again, we're watching on screen here the appalling bit of running out.
But it was just a non-run. Yeah. He just didn't bother to go at all, which I quite enjoy.
It's going to be Hardik Pandya. He has none for 27. Well, indeed, all the bowlers start with none at the moment. Has none for 27 off his 6 overs. He will be bowling to Fakar, who's on 103. He's coming in right arm over and drops that one a little bit short. Fakar just rocks back and lets that go past him. So there is just a little bit of life in the pitch here if you want to put your back into it.
Well, he's a bit of a surprise package, isn't he, Pandya? I mean, he's obviously India's sort of 5th bowler, but I mean, if the speedo's right, he does generate a bit more pace than...
It's pretty rapid.
I mean, he just really trots up to the wicket, but he does manage in that last yard and a half to generate some pace from almost nothing.
Run rate.
There's not much in his run-up, is there?
Run rate just dipped to under 6. They were over 6 at one point. This one just pitched up slightly short and on off. It goes down to the man at point. There is no run.
Nitin Bajaj asks, can we play the fuck off jingle once Ashwin finishes his spell? Jeff Perkins says, breaking for drinks because it hasn't rained yet, you say? Tester Sid says, don't bring up the Wallabies. What a fucking disgrace. Team has been very bad for years now, and then just launches into a general stream of invective, which
good
seems fair enough to me. Mog points out it can't have been too big a surprise for Australia to beat. I'll do it after this ball.
Here comes Pandya, right arm over. Again, it'll push it short. It's hooked away. It goes past the man at mid-wicket. They will take, I think, just a 2. They will take 2. So Pakistan move on to 188 for 1 off 31.3 overs. It was actually, again, it was quite a high ball. He managed to... Well, he really sort of took his hand off the bat again and sort of hooked it from a pretty much shoulder height, spun around, and they went for 2. Not, though, a particularly elegant shot, I don't think. Here comes Pandya again. Right arm over. Again, it's short. This time, Bakar's down the wicket again. He's really playing the pull shot there out into the onside. There is no run. And you can clearly see signs of him trying to step up his levels of aggression now, I think, now that he's past that 3-figure mark.
Yeah,
but not exactly elegantly.
No, he's lost his shape on those 2 shots. I'd like Baba Azam to come down the track to him and just say, yes, by all means, play the shots, but just keep your shape, mate.
Oh, 188 for 1. Here comes Pandya again. Up on off stump, pushed away into deep cover. They will jog a single. This time both batsmen deciding to jog at the same time, so no alarms there for Pakistan. And we're just having a look at the map of Bakar Zaman's innings. He put about 27% of the way on the offside, 11% on the leg side, 44% of his runs, down to kind of the long on area. So he plays pretty straight by and large, I think.
Yeah, but he does. I mean, he uses a lot of bottom hand, but as you say,
Here comes Pandya, last ball of this over, assuming it's a good ball. He's right arm over, slightly short, pulled away. There is a man coming around from mid-wicket. It's a diving stop, much to the delight of the crowd behind him. Throw back into MS Dhoni. They've taken 2, and Pakistan have progressed to 191 for 1 off their 32 overs. Pakar now on 106, Babar on 10 off 21.
Yeah, just to rattle through these tweets. Mog says can't have been too big a surprise for Scotland to beat Australia. Last 2 matches they only lost by a point. Yeah, I think that's now 7 tests in a row between Australia and Scotland that have had 1 score in them at the end, which is extraordinary, really.
Yeah, but it was important for Scotland to get over the line. They, as you say, fallen short every time, and then it sort of gets in your head, doesn't it, after a while?
It's going to be Ravi Ashwin again. He's bowled 9 so far for 61 without success. Has tended to stray a little bit down leg side a couple of times, I think we've kind of observed here. He will be bowling to Fakhar Zaman. Bowling, and Zaman this time has down on one knee, pulled over mid-wicket above the sponsored car, which very nearly took a smash through the windscreen for 6 runs.
Now if a 6 turned out to be 9, I don't mind. I don't mind.
That was
82 metres.
Massive.
It was a superb shot.
Just a bit of housekeeping. Just in advance of the end of this over, do we know where the F-off jingle is?
I believe it's in wickets.
Wickets. Okay.
So Ashwin
Thank you.
needs to do perhaps a little bit of thinking here. Perhaps drop that a little short. He's coming around the wicket to Fakhar. Fakhar again is down to meet him. This time driven down to the man at long off. They run a single and move on to Pakistan to 198 for 1.
At Passy says, my dad needs to say we need to switch. My dad says we need to switch seats in order to turn luck to India's favour. I'm now sitting upside down. Hat trick soon.
You can try to do that. I do that when I'm watching Middlesex and they don't take a wicket. I'll just go to the loo or go and buy a beer or just anything to try and, as if it would actually make a difference, but somehow I think it might, you know. Anyway, Pakistan 199 for 1 now, so they're on the cusp of that 200. Ashwin is in again. He's right arm around. Carr just leans into that, pushes that away into the onside. And, well, I think he sent his partner back there. It was close. He would just have been in. He jabbed his bat down. But again, it was looked a bit of uncertainty in the calling. Here's Ashwin. And that was a very strange ball. I think he was trying to drop it a little bit short. I'm surprised, actually, it's not a wide. But it was... But obviously, the bat made contact, pushed it away into the offside. They have taken a single. But, yeah, somebody observed earlier that Ashwin has been a little bit hit and miss here, and that really was an awful ball. He was lucky it was only a single.
Yeah, I think more after this.
In he comes again. That, though, coming over the wicket, was a much better ball to Babar. Babar had to squeeze down on it, just pushed it back in front of him. There was no run. And at the end of that over, Pakistan have made their 200. They're 200 for 1.
And it's the end of Ravi Ashwin's rather untidy spell. I can't quite find the right one, but this is our thoughts on his bowling.
Fuck off! Just fuck off!
Because, yeah, I agree. I mean, he's been pretty toothless on a wicket such as this. I mean, I don't know if we can dig out his record.
7 and over he's been going for.
Well, his Test record home and away and how that varies. Is that too much to ask of anyone?
I can do that.
Thank you. Because I think it varies quite a bit. And he's, as we know, he's a mighty fine bowler back home. Didn't have a great tour of England last time.
It's Hardik Pandya. That is an ugly smear. It's up in the air. There's a man underneath it. He has taken it. He has taken it. Fakhar has gone for 114. It was just pushed a little bit wide of off. Fakhar reached for it. He got a top edge. It went out to the man, I think, at sort of a deepish point. 2 fielders were converging on it.
I think for India,
It was
that's
a
good.
real top edge. Two fielders converged on it, and actually the man running backwards was Ravi Jadeja, and it was one of those really difficult catches where A, you're conscious that there's someone else closing in on it, B, you are running and taking the ball over your shoulder.
It was a very good catch.
So a fantastic innings has been ended by an equally, I have to say, fantastic catch.
Yeah, it was a very good catch, and I think India were grateful that it was Jadeja who was there, because he's one of their better fielders, if not their best. And I can think of two or three of the Indian boys who would probably
might not have been.
Well,
quite
I don't think
so
he got
sprightly.
there, but anyway, he's out, and here we have him. That's a shame for Pakistan, because they could have done with him going on to get a big 100 and really set the tone for Pakistan.
Yeah, you
but
kind of felt maybe if he'd have just... clearly he was trying to accelerate.
Yes.
And clearly he felt once the shackles were off once he'd got to 100. But equally, he could be the man that they could have built that 380 around if that's where they were going to get to. So we'll see two new batsmen at the crease now.
Yeah, well, indeed. And I just felt that he felt under a little bit of pressure, because Babar was getting a little bit stuck at the other end. Just couldn't rotate the strike enough. I mean, but once he got 11 from 23, if he'd just got a runner ball, singles runner ball, Babar, that just takes the pressure off. Anyway, we've got a new man.
The new man is the right-handed Shoaib Malik, ranked 48 in terms of ICC's ODI rankings.
I've got numbers for you.
Oh, do.
In all international cricket combined, Ravichandran Ashwin's bowling average is 27.38, whereas away from home, all international cricket, 36.7. And the economy rate of about 0.3, 0.4 higher as well. So
anyway, it's going to be...
pretty much confirms your suspicions.
Yeah. It will be Hardik Pandya bowling to the new man Shoaib Malik. Pandya's coming right arm over. Good length ball, off stump, jabbed down by Malik comfortably enough into the offside. There's no run.
Derek Willis says, new cricket movie, Meet the Fakhars.
Hey.
Jonah Jones says, just been demoted to the spare room as my earphones are annoying the missus. Afraid no TV though, small price to pay. To which Messenger says, TV is simply a distraction from the richness of the guerrilla cricket discussions.
Shoaib Malik's not exactly been prolific yet in this tournament. He's made 42 runs in his 4 innings thus far.
Could be an important knock today, though.
Indeed, indeed. Here comes Hardik Pandya. He's right arm over. Just a little bit shorter this time. Pushed nicely down to the man at third man. They've run a single. Nice little dab, really. Safe shot all the way along the ground. Single taken, and Pakistan have moved on to 201 for 2 now. Off 33.3 overs. Malik is off the mark. He has 1 from his 2. And Babar is on 11 from 23. And it will be him now taking strike to Hardik Pandya. Pandya is back to his mark. Little crouch. He's in, right arm over. And that one, a little bit of a way movement, I think, there.
Definitely.
Babar had a swing, he had a miss, into the wicketkeeper's gloves.
Yeah.
Manny.
He's the last couple of overs, he's actually bowled quite well, I think, Pandya. He's got a little bit of shape, that definitely shape. And again, the speedo has that up to 88 mph. I mean, it's a great facility to have, to be able to run in off about 10 paces and bowl at just shy of 90 mph.
Well, he was looking, Babar there was looking for the drive, and it was past him before he'd really got his bat.
He was
halfway
late
through the shot.
Yeah, he was definitely late on it.
326 the score projector. Here is Pandya, and it is pulled away to the man at a very deepish sort of backward square. They have run a single.
The score predictor, which is just a man in a hut making up numbers, says 324. It's just random numbers. We know this to be it's like the win predictor. I'd love to have that job. You just guess numbers, don't you?
Was it Ollie the Octopus or whatever it was in the World Cup?
But did you read about that? But they had actually about 32 octopuses. So
that's a lot of legs.
It is a lot of legs, and obviously they didn't tell you that the others were absolutely fucking
Here
useless.
comes Pandya, last ball of the over. Driven this time, but straight to the man at cover. So there is no run there from Barber. And that, I have to say, is a pretty tidy over from Hardik Pandya. The wicket and 2 runs. Pakistan have moved on. They stay on, in fact, 202 for 2 off 34.
Yeah, I mean, he's taken 1 for 34 from his 8 overs. And in the context of the game, when you're going at almost a run a ball, to bowl at just over 4 and over, in your spell thus far is a good effort.
How are we doing on
Distinctly
tweets?
handy. Nitin Bajaj is with us, says, thanks, I needed that. That being the Ashwin jingle. Now that he's done, send him off the field and get Rahane in. Lester Fernandez is with us, says, love the jingles on Aguilera Cricket, keeping me company on the Dubai Metro. Lawrence Grasty says, surely a mighty collapse due now.
No, it's going to be Bumrah back.
Taylor Slogger says, Ashwin was very poor on the ODI Tour of Australia last year. He's not penetrative on batsman-friendly ODI wickets.
Now, Jasprit Bumrah allegedly learnt to bowl his Yorker by aiming at the skirting boards in his house, which is quite apart from what he will have learnt bowling alongside Lasith Malinga, of course. Anyway, he has none for 36 so far, and he is coming into Barbar. Right arm over. Cut away. There is a man at deep point. They have jogged a single. Extraordinary action, and yet he generates such pace off. I think one of our colleagues who are listening pointed out really just off the last 4 yards of his run there.
It is an extraordinary action, isn't it? We have a jingle.
On Jasprit Bumrah, I find myself lifted to the sky, lifted up above the world to see.
Here comes Bumrah again. He's bowling from the pavilion end. Good length ball. Just defended away, and we have lost vision. We have vision back. There was no run.
It's not a pretty action, is it? I mean, it's a very
horrible.
Stiff-armed action, but mighty effective. Particularly in this form of cricket. And did we have his stats from the IPL? He was pretty good in that, wasn't he, as well?
Possibly. I can possibly go and hunt them down in a minute. I was saying, I think last week, he could probably break his arm and still
again. This time jabbed down to the man at fine leg. They will run a single. They move on to 204 for 2. 2 runs off this over so far from Bumrah. So again, pretty tight, pretty economical.
Yeah, break his arm and still bowl. Just stick it in a cast and it will not change his action one little bit.
No, indeed. I mean, there's no element of kink in his arm at all, is there? I mean, it's
the most vanilla arm in history.
His average is 23 bowling in ODIs, which is not too bad. An economy rate of just over 4, or 4.7.
So in the modern era, you take that.
Here he is again. Oh, my word, although that was... radar seemed to go completely awry there. A full toss, turned off his hip by Barber, down to mid-wicket, 4 runs. Shocking ball.
Vile.
I mean, frankly, any of us could have put that away. I mean, it was just filth on leg style. Yes, he could.
It was out of character for his bowling so far today as well, because he's bowled very tightly, but that really was horrible.
Yeah, I think he was looking for the Yorker, wasn't he, and just overcooked it.
So handy runs, I suppose, for Pakistan, given that they've lost those 2 wickets and are now looking to accelerate again. Here's Bumrah. He's in. It's pushed away to the man at point. There is no run. So 208 for 2. Pakistan stay on off 34.5 overs. Bumrah has leaked comparatively for him because he's been pretty economical today. 6 so far off this over.
I still think Pakistan will be relatively happy because, I mean, their run rate is almost exactly still 6 and over. So they've still got that platform, only 15 overs and 1 ball to go to really launch.
Bumrah again, right arm over. This time driven beautifully into the covers. There's a man coming round from deep point. They've run a single, and Pakistan move at the end of the 35th over to 209 for 2. Again, just trucking along comfortably enough at just under 6 and over. So, as you said, Manny, you've got runs in the bank, I think.
Yeah, they have. And they've got the platform. 8 wickets in hand, 15 overs to go. I mean, both batsmen are relatively new to their crease, but there's not a lot of pressure on the 2 new batsmen, are there? Because, I mean, Kohli's got one eye on the fact that he wants to try and keep them under 350. Because, I mean, that's definitely on from here, you'd have thought.
I still think that would be the case. How are we doing on tweets?
We don't have any.
Oh, it's all been quiet. Okay.
So get on it, you lot.
Hardik Pandya is back, the most most successful bowler today, and probably economical. 1 for 34 off his 8. He's coming into Barber. Right arm over, tries to pitch that one short. Barber, I think, started to go for a pull, ducked out the way, and the ball goes through to MS Dhoni. So he got in himself in a little bit of a tangle there, did Barber. It was certainly short. And I think, to be fair to him, in the end, he pulled out of the shot and didn't really offer the bat to it.
No, I think you're right. But his short ball has been used sparingly and well, Pandya, because I mean, that was at the batsman. They're often wided. If you get them slightly wrong in this form of cricket, they're often wide.
In again, right arm. This time a ball of a fuller length. It's pushed away to the man at deep extra. They're coming back for 2. Pakistan move on to 211 for 2.
Says, this is a tweet. Messages replies, this is a longer tweet. And Muttley is with us and says, tweet. No, wait, I mean, woof.
Woof. Fantastic. Okay, well, Pakistan 211 for 2 here off 35.2. The bowler at the moment is Hardik Pandya. He's coming in right arm over to Barber. Much fuller this time. I think that was the attempted Yorker. Dug out and really sort of ambles unconvincingly the ball there to the man at mid-off. There's no run. So Pakistan stay on 211 for 2. Barber has 20 off his 32. Shoaib Malik at this stage, feeling his way into the game and the innings. He has 2 from 5. Here comes Pandya again. The 4th ball of this over. This time shorter, pulled away. There is no man there at long on, and there is a 4.
4. Good God, yeah.
That's his best shot today for me. I mean, that's pulled nicely and off his front foot. He just stood tall and held it up and over mid-wicket and watched the ball nicely. He kept his shape. Good shot.
Well, there's a man in at mid-wicket, but there's certainly nobody deep at, and it was a beautiful shot. And one where you sensed he knew exactly where the field was. Anyway, here comes Hardik Pandya again, right arm over. This time, shot is lent into beautifully, pushed away into the man at cover, and they take a single.
Coast Newsman is with us. Sorry, says getting late here in New Zealand, enjoying the commentary, chaps.
Fantastic, thank you, and
yeah, it must be.
Welcome.
It's into the small hours of the morning, isn't it?
Indeed.
It must be.
Indeed.
Messenger says, just proving we're awake despite the boring middle overs. And Mog says, this is most definitely not a tweet.
Stupid.
Here comes Pandya again. Pulled those to the man at shortest mid-wicket. There's no run. That is the end of his 9th over and Pakistan's 36th. So Pakistan now on 216 for 2. Barber on 25 of 34. Shoaib Malik, as I say, fairly gentle start, feeling his way into this with 2 off 6.
Just wonder, do you think there's any merit in if these two bat for, let's say, another 5-6 overs, 7-8 overs to go? I just wonder whether Sarfaraz might come in next.
Well,
I think it's quite possible.
The longer you go into your innings, the more you want to get your hitters up, and they've certainly got a platform. So 14 overs left. It is Ravi Jadeja here, and it's been pushed away. They've run a single.
And again, for a man who was a real threat in the Test series, all the Test series in the winter, he's been panned round the ground in this competition.
He has a wee bit.
6.1 overs, 0 for 47.
Yeah, off his 6 overs. He will be bowling to Shoaib Malik. Left arm round, pushed away to the man at deep extra. And I believe there's 1 run. They've taken a single, so Pakistan have, again, they seem to be picking off their singles, looking for the big hits when they can. They've moved on to 218 for 2. Jadeja is in, this time a fuller ball, pushed away to the man at deep cover. They've run a single, and they move on to 219.
I mean, breaking news, score predictor's gone absolutely berserk. It's gone up by 4 to 328.
Oh my! Jadeja again. This time, Malik is down to meet him. It is over deep extra cover and 4 runs, or is it 6 runs actually? It's 6.
Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6.
That was
76 metres worth of 6.
That was a beautiful shot.
He really did. See him coming.
Outside, leg stump, gave himself a little bit of room.
Ravi Jadeja again. This time, much fuller, between sort of middle and leg. Pushed away to the man at long off. They've run a single. So he's gone so far this over for 9, I think.
That's a glorious shot.
That really was a super shot. Here is Ravi Jadeja again. Again, Barber is down to meet him, but just pushed away to the man at long on. There, long off, there is 1 run. Pakistan moved to 227 for 2.
Yeah, 11 off that over, and he continues to be expensive. Proves the theory that no sportsman yet wearing an Alice band is any good.
Well, I think Adam Zampa might take some issue with that.
David Beckham.
Exactly my point.
Jeff
overrated, overpaid, and entirely one-footed.
Well,
I don't know lots of
that's the commentary team.
But that will be my view on him. But there we are.
Well, yes.
I'm sure other views are available.
I'm sure they are.
Messi Jez has given us someone else's tweet.
Oh, what?
It's Jeff Lemon saying, Baba, meanwhile, is moving at elephant pace.
Oh, very good. That's superb. Well, he's facing trunk in hand. And Pakistan are 227 for 2 off 37. It's going to be Hardik Pandya bowling his 10th over. He's coming in right arm over. Short, uppishly cut away. It's going to go all the way for 4 runs.
There's not one boy for me. I must have 2 or 3. I need 4.
It's just given him enough width there, hasn't it? I mean, outside off stump, it was decent length, but it just gave him the ability to free his arms, and he needed no second invitation.
You do sense he's Barber is just starting to hit his straps a little bit now.
Definitely.
You know, feeling his way into this and looking to be far more aggressive. Here comes Hardik Pandya again. This time turned away off leg, and that is going to be 4 as well, down to a square leg. So
just lost his line there, didn't he?
Pandya, having dropped one short on the offside, he then moved a bit to leg, and unfortunately the result in terms of runs accrued was the same. So he's gone for 8 off the first 2 balls of his 10th over.
Difficult for the captain when the bowlers are bowling both sides of the wicket. It makes it very difficult.
Also pushed the run rate along to nearly 6.3. Here comes Hardik Pandya again. This time it's a ball of fuller length, just defended straight back to the bowler by Barber, who stays on 36 off 40.
I mean, there are still some elements of cricket. Doesn't matter whether it's red or white ball cricket, and they stay the same. And that is bowl hitting the top of off stump or aiming to hit the top of off stump in any form of cricket under pressure is never a bad
again.
thing.
This time it's an awful ball. It's a wide. Mario, the fulsome and portly figure of Murray Erasmus stretches his arms wide, speared away down leg side by Pandya. I suspect the batsman's got on top on this over, and he's been looking to try and find the length. He found it with the 3rd ball, and he completely lost it again with the 4th, didn't he?
He has. And up until this over, he's bowled really quite well in the context of the game. But this is his last over, and it's been a poor one thus far.
So anyway, Pakistan have moved on to 236 for 2. In comes Pandya again. This time it's a ball of fuller length, pushed away into the offside. They're going to run 2. They may come back for a 3rd. Nope. Discretion of the better part of Valor there. Pakistan move on to 238 for 2 off 37.4. It's another 2 runs against Pandya's name. He's now gone for 8 and a wide in this over. Sorry, 10 and a wide in this over. So he has 1 for 52. Barber is on 38 off 41, and he will be facing the, well, what would be the fifth ball of this over. This time worked off his legs. There's a man coming in from deep backward square. They run a single.
Yeah, he's picked up the rate, hasn't he, Barber? I mean, he started rather slowly. Couldn't really find his touch, and he was 8 off 23 deliveries at one stage, and now he's almost up to a runner ball.
Yeah, he's going along nicely enough.
39 from 42, so he's picked up the pace nicely.
This is Shoaib Malik to face. This time dropped in short by Pandya. Ducked, I think, out the way by Malik into the gloves of MS Dhoni. There's no run. And that is the end for today of Hardik Pandya. So he finishes with figures of 1 for 53 off his 10 overs. Pakistan 239 for 2 off 38. Barber has 39 off 42, and Shoaib Malik has 10.
Yeah, I mean, 12 off that final over from Pandya. Up till then, 1 for 53 he finishes with, as we see a close-up of
Sachin
Tendulkar wearing a rather jazzy shirt. Up until then, I thought he bowled really rather well, but that was a poor last over, and a little bit more momentum going Pakistan's way. 239 for 2, 12 to go, power play 2. Your predictor, what do you say now?
Well,
I'd say it's still Pakistan, so...
How are we doing with tweets?
Well, we have some, believe
Fantastic.
it or not. Everyone kind of mills around in the middle. Sareb says Pakistan in the group stages versus Pakistan in the knockout versus the 2 favourites. Okay. Mog says headband superstar Nathan Bracken.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Now, there's a throwback.
Didn't Shane Watson wear a headband for a while?
Shane Watson's dog ass, though, isn't he? And Dusty Hunter 14 says moving house, drinking beer and listening to guerrilla cricket from a place that I'm not going to try and pronounce in South Africa.
Oh, well, welcome. Fantastic that you're here. Pakistan 239 4-2 off 38. So again, I think we're thinking about that, where we expect that final total to be.
Well, I think Pakistan will be...
Still 350, I think.
Oh, yeah, they would definitely. They'd be disappointed if they didn't get it from here.
So we have a change of bowling. It's going to be the off breaks of Jada Yadav.
Then we have a jingle.
Oh, Miss Yadav, oh, what shall we do? He's quicker than Ishan Sharma and Vardan out and 2. He's quicker than a Jaguar, the cat, but not the car.
It's not.
Oh, Miss Yadav, what a speedy bowler you are.
Well, he wasn't that speedy there. He dropped that a little bit short. It was pulled away to leg by Malik, and they've taken a single.
But there's so much to like about
by
that
Barber,
jingle.
in fact.
There really is.
It had to be played.
Indeed.
I think we have an actual jingle for Jadav on there somewhere.
I think I think I might have found it. If we get a breaking play, I'll play that one.
Looking very thoughtful is Yadav. He's coming in now to Malik. This time Malik is back on his stumps, pushed away to the man at backward point. They run a pretty rapid single there. So Pakistan on now to 241 for 2 off 38.2. Still running around about 6.3 and over. Here's Yadav again. This time just pushed away into the onside. A man coming in from deep mid-on. They've run a single. So Yadav's going a run a ball in his first over here.
Kohli's gone ultra defensive now. I mean, all his men, bar one, inside the circle are right back on the edge of the circle, so effectively they're not saving a single.
Yadav again. This time pretty full on the stumps, worked off his legs. Man coming in from backward square. They've run a single.
That was about the most round arm ball.
It was a strange looking ball, wasn't it?
It was sort of out of the Malinga school of delivery.
Well, it was almost almost underarm. It was that low. Anyway, run a ball this over. Here he is again, and again very round arm. This time down leg. That is signalled as a wide by Pakistan. 244 for 2, and I think we had a tweet.
Yeah, Jeff Perkins suggests that it wasn't a headband that Shane Watson wore, it was an ego chastity belt.
We're just looking at replays there of that,
that wasn't
very
a replay.
round arm ball, wasn't it?
It was another wide.
Oh, it was another wide.
It was an identical
oh, my
wide.
goodness me. Well, it literally was completely identical to the one before. This time, Barber stepped back to meet where he expected the ball to go. It duly went there, but he was able to push that away into the offside. There was a man at extra cover, and they've jogged another single. So Yadav this over has gone for 1-1, 1-1, 0 wide, 0 wide, 1. So not the most glorious of overs. Kohli looking a little bit concerned. And my goodness me, the arm has literally got lower with every ball. Cut away there, but there was a man at point and no run.
It's almost subterranean, that over. I think they've miscounted. I don't think there's still one ball to come in this over.
Well, there were two wides, weren't there?
Yeah, there were.
So I think there is a fair chance of that.
Anyway, do you want his jingle? We'll have his jingle.
When I say I love you, you say you can't. You can't, you dad. When I say I need you, say you can't. You can't, you dad.
Pakistan 246 for 2. Power play 2. 11 overs to go. And both are batsmen and now in and going. And
we're bringing back Bhuveshwar Kumar now.
Yeah.
So I think Virat Kohli is thinking that now's the time for another breakthrough, and he's looking to one of his gun bowlers in Bhuveshwar Kumar to try and bring that. So he is coming into Barber. In fact, he stopped. So either that was a practice run-up, or Barber just decided to go and do a spot of gardening instead.
He got Tendoka from North, a better bat than we thought. He got Booby Kuma's eyes.
So much.
I love it. Here he is this time, right arm over, ball of a full length, pushed down to the man at third man. They have run a single. Malik is on to 12. Barber is on 43 from 46. Pakistan progressed to 247 for 2. Again, foolish ball there, and it's that lovely little dab shot. When you know that there is no slip or gully to get in the way and trouble you, it's a safe shot. Here is Bhuveshwar Kumar again dabbed down. This time though, rather square, and it goes to the man at point, so there's no run.
That's Simeon. Something says, damn you to Sarah Pereira for dropping that catch off Sarfraz. I assume the implication is so that Sri Lanka could have been at this point. Well, they would have been.
I mean, frankly, I think my daughter would have thought that.
Sareb says, which cricketer made the headband most famous? Lilly, Bracken, Gillespie, Manboy Street.
Dennis Lilly. Here comes Bhuveshwar Kumar. Oh, and he Malik stepped back. Bhuveshwar Kumar seemed to completely lose his run-up. They all seemed to be smiling and laughing about it. I'm not quite sure whose fault it was. But all in all, it was a bit of a non-event.
I'm going to the answer to your previous question is DK Lilly.
Yeah, I'd say DK Lilly, definitely.
Didn't have much hair to actually push back by then, but he was...
You remember the aluminium bat incident?
Oh,
as well?
of course I do.
Here is Bhuveshwar Kumar. Right arm over, shorter and all, but he has beaten a wild swing from Malik there. It goes through to MS Dhoni. So that was definitely a much better ball, a little bit of extra movement.
He's got a very economical action, hasn't he, Bhuveshwar Kumar? I mean, he looks as though he's bowling well within himself, and yet, and he's not a big guy. He's got a lovely economical run-up, simple action.
A little bit of movement off the pitch there, though. Just very jagged away a little bit too off. Here he comes again to Shoaib Malik. Malik has backed away this time, swatted him in the air to the off, and there is a man at deep cover. It is Virat Kohli, and Malik has gone. So the gun bowler brought back to have the effect of a wicket has happened.
He's difficult to get away, isn't he, Bhuveshwar Kumar, because he's got such a repeatable action, and that brings what we were talking about beforehand. looking to hit the top of off, or just outside off stump. Never a bad thing. You can set a feel to that in any form of cricket.
Malik, it was a premeditated shot, I think, because he stepped back to off and got himself really tucked up in trying to play sort of an uppercut. And the net result was he just really sort of dollied it up in the air, and it went a decent distance, but it was a very straightforward catch.
But what he does do, he doesn't give you any width, does he?
No, he doesn't.
It was off stump, maybe just a little bit outside, and consequently, you can't free your arms. He didn't get any power in the shot, and it just ballooned up. Maybe
I think Malik was trying to create some width for himself there, wasn't he? But obviously unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
So it's a wicket for Kumar.
Nitin Bajaj bemoans a little of the Indian bowling, saying 12 wides, that's just poor. Mog says so. Now on the commentary we have Chris and his great-granddads. Little harsh. Messages.
I'm only 57. I must look about 103 on Facebook Live. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Message has given us a stat from Mazhar Arshad, who says teams win 88% of the matches when they score 300 batting first in the final of ODI tournaments.
Yeah, we have
the new man is the right-handed Mohammad Hafiz.
Your attention, please, for Mohammad Hafiz, consolidator or aggressor, great in a one-day, utility player, and always called the professor.
Well, then let's hope that he is great at a one-day.
You missed just one ball there during that jingle, and it was just pushed away for no run. So Barber is facing, and that is turned away to the man at mid-wicket. Again, there is no run. So that, for Bhuveshwar Kumar, has been a very successful over. Just a single from it, 1 wicket.
Yeah, well, I mean, great figures. In the
Kumar,
context of the game.
a man who would have joined the army, apparently, had his sister not persuaded him that cricket was a better route to take. So I think we have a lot to thank his sister for.
Yeah. 6 overs, 1 for 11 in the context of this game. A fine performance. Am I out of here? Yeah, right. I'll just whibble on until the bear gets into place. 247 for 3 of Pakistan. 10 overs to go. And I'm out of here.
Indeed. Well, they were looking on for some serious runs, but I think they'd settle now for, as Knackle was saying in the other room, 320 would be good.
As the same message says, good old Pakistan starting to live down our expectations. Bugger 360, 300 will be a stretch now.
No, I don't think 300 will be a stretch. I've gone for 300 to 320, which I'd be perfect. Jadeja's in, smashed back over his head. By Hafiz, and there isn't anyone straight. Hafiz plays very straight, and the man's out at wide, long off, and they get 4 runs.
Off.
Oh, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Indeed. Hafiz defends the next ball back to the bowler, and there is no run.
Anthony Ayton says, "Hey Nigel Walker, you are a plum."
Yeah, I know. Oh, we had that already. He's a good friend of mine. He's been on the show, actually. He came in last summer. And Jadeja bowls. It's played out by Hafiz, driven to cover. There is no run. The run rate 6.2, which would imply a score of about 310. Down leg side. Could have been a wide, but Hafiz sensibly got a bat on it. There isn't anyone very fine. There's a man at long leg, and he has to come around. He can't get there, so that's 4 runs. And the score moves on 255 for 3.
2, 3, 4.
And it's strange in this game, isn't it? Jadeja's gone for a lot of runs. Bumrah's gone for a lot of runs so far, which the 2 you would probably put your house on to be the most economical. Throws that one up outside off stump, cut only to the man at point. They do get through for an easy single though. 9 off the oval, 1 ball to go.
Boomer's has been largely self-inflicted because of the no ball and the wides.
Indeed.
And Boovy's bowling on a completely different pitch.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they carry on at the current rate, as that one is swept, paddle swept down to long leg, Bumrah Fields, they get a single to end the over. 67 off 8 overs. Jesus Christ. Jadeja's going some. The score will be about 6-10, 6-13, 6-15. You imagine they'll try and accelerate, but wickets is the one thing, isn't it?
3-15, not 6-10.
Sorry?
3-10, not 6-10.
Oh, did I say 6-10? Yeah,
that would be impressive.
Spectacular.
Neat Majaj says, twice as the team has chased 300 plus in a tournament in the final and won. India both times. Dr. Dan says, MS Dhoni keeping Azhar Ali batting. This is a sketch. We have retweeted that for you. And Messi Jess says, Knackle sure knows how to make an entry as the Caped Cricket Crusader.
Indeed. Well, it's a funny one, isn't it? I mean, 3-10, I mean, anything over 6 and over, you think you're in with a shout. I mean, it looks like a pretty plumb batting track. All the batsmen have got themselves out. And India probably... with England, the best lineup in this competition, batting-wise. That's driven by Babar. Bounces it over Bhuvi. Up to long off, gets himself a single.
I don't think India would be that unhappy chasing 310.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd be unhappy chasing 330, but it's funny what scores of that nature can do. You know, I mean, that whole thing, you've got to consistently chase that score and keep up with the run rate.
I think at 325 and up, it's starting to get a bit... that psychological thing comes into it more. But India scored a lot of 310 scores back in second over the years.
But it would be tight, and it all depends on wickets, doesn't it? I mean, Hassan Ali is the leading wicket taker in the tournament. Doobie-doo, and he probably will remain. Has Bumrah got a wicket yet? He's the only man who can catch him, and Junaid Khan's the only other man who can catch him playing in this game. A bouncer over the head of Hafiz. It's not given as a wide.
I think Bhuvi is India's leading wicket taker in the tournament.
He's got 7 or 8.
Yeah, looking up the exact figures now. We've also just keeping up with Facebook Live. Avinash Tharoor, who is a friend of mine, has joined us. Hello, Avinash.
Hello there.
Jonathan Cumberbatch says Pakistan have brought their game face. A true beltathon classic awaits. Love from Trinidad.
Indeed. And down the track comes Hafiz. Good shot out to cow corner. There isn't anyone there. Gets himself 4 runs. Score moves on to 262 for 3.
Number 4 counts all the seasons and the 4 legs on a chair.
Messi Jez says, I didn't see the crack of the bear putting in an appearance, though. Jane with a Y says, of my headband wearing current players, my favorite is Adam Zampa. And Mogg says, this reminds me, you should probably play the Dr. Dan diaper idea for the Kettleborough jingle if it's loaded.
We did play a Kettleborough jingle earlier. It's just a kettle boiling. Hafiz faces up. Another short ball. Now he's had one. That's a wide. It's been given as a wide this time, and rightly so. I think that was too short. So 6 off the over with 3 balls to go.
Why? Yeah, even Bhuvi's starting to feel the strain at the end.
Indeed. And he's only got 3 overs left, and they've got 8 overs to bowl after this one. So he won't be able to finish out. Jasper Bumrah's, how many? Give me the over situation here.
So Bhuvi's got 3 left after this. Bumrah's got 4 left.
That's 7 out of the last 8. So
and then they'll need 1 from either Jadeja or Kedar Jadhav.
Interesting. Pandya's got some left. Clipped nicely. Full toss on leg stump. And there is a man out at deep mid wicket. They've got to start running the 2s now, you'd have thought. Should have put pressure on there. They didn't. They only get a single.
No, Ashwin and Hardik Pandya are both bowled out.
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. So who's going to get that over that's... Well, yeah, imagine they'll try and pump that one.
Yeah, when are they going to use it as well?
Yeah, well, if you had any sense, you'd use it next over, wouldn't you? And then let the other 2 bowl out. That's clipped off the pads again. Square. There is a man running around. See, that should be tried to be pushed for a 2, but it isn't. And they just get the single. The score was 265 for 3. 1 ball left in the over. Then there is 8 off the over so far.
So Hassan Ali's got 10 wickets. Junaid's got 7, as does Bhuvi. So those are the only realistic contenders.
Yeah. Well, Bhuvi would have to take an awful lot to even get up there. I wonder what odds you'd have got on Hassan Ali being top wicket keeper in this tournament.
I think for all the top wicket taker and top runs, even they were starting at even the favourite to 8 to 1.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you've got a whole tournament to get through, haven't you? But I mean, Hassan Ali would have been well down there, probably 50, 60s to 1. Slower ball, I think, from Bhuvi. Clipped round to long leg, though. They will get a single.
I wonder what the odds on Shikhar Dhawan being top run scorer would have been.
Yeah.
Probably 30 to 1? 40?
Nah, he'd have been up there because he's an opener. I'd imagine he'd have been 14s, 15s.
Rohit was 20 to 1.
Was he?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That would have been a good call.
The favourite was Kohli at 8 to 1 or something.
Nah.
John, getting caught up here. John Fisher says, 34 degrees centigrade here in France. Sitting by the pool, a beer in my hand, listening to your great commentary. Carlsberg don't do Sundays. Blog wants us to note that Dr. Dan put more thought into the idea than just a boiling kettle whistle. And Neetan Bajaj wants to know, if it is rained off from here, will they resume tomorrow or play a fresh game?
There is a reserve day for the final.
But he wants to know, will they resume where they're at, or will it be a brand new start over?
I don't know.
To the internet.
There's no real threat of rain.
Yeah,
there is no
there
real
really
threat of
isn't.
rain. I mean, it's a gorgeous day in London.
Yep.
It's a shame the whole tournament wasn't like this. We had that. I mean, it was like this before the tournament. Then we had a week of shit, and now we've finished off the tournament with glorious weather, which is right.
Yep. And Jeff Perkins says this umpire's jingling seems a mug's game.
Yeah, I'm not sure about umpire jingles. I got an email from Mog yesterday saying, "So you wanted umpire jingles?" I said, "Well, we didn't really ask for them. Someone must have done, but I didn't." And Yadav is going to bowl the next over. And the first ball is a round arm filth.
Yep, we have a jingle for Kedar Jadhav.
Fifth, mate, you're bowling fifth, mate, disgusting. Fifth, mate, you're bowling fifth. Ooh, I don't like it.
And you shouldn't like it. It's filth. And the next ball is played up to long on for a single by Hafiz.
That was marginally less filthy. The arm was slightly higher.
Yeah. Down a track. Oh no, he's not got enough on that, I don't think. As Babar, he's gone down at long off, caught by Yuvraj. He came down the track. It seemed to be held back a little bit by Yadav. Golden arm, filth man, gets himself a wicket down at long off. If he'd have been bowling since the beginning of the tournament, I wonder what you got him on top wicket taker. A long odds. But he gets a wicket, and Babar Azam has gone for 46 or 52.
But it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear? Didn't I, my dear?
That's a shame. He toe-ended that. Didn't really get to the pitch of the ball and tried to swipe it back. I think he was going that way, but he just really didn't time it at all.
Ridiculous. Kedar Jadhav has an ODI bowling average of 22.
That's outrageous.
9 wickets.
Outrageous.
Is the ultimate definition of shit gets wickets.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I should be playing for England. 46.
Dave the Newt says, if it rains off today, then fuck me. Neetan Bajaj says, the English weather is as predictable as the Pakistan batting lineup. And Mog says, dude, that is not what my voice sounds like. And for the record, I did look up a radar map just real quickly, and it does show that there's something brewing around 4:30.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't look harsh. It looks like a maybe gentle
Well, they
storm.
said that, yeah, but they said 'cause it's quite humid that you got a chance of things bubbling up. But then will it hit the oval or will it just be north of the oval? I mean, I think it's going to be quite localised shit.
It's mostly north is where the
Yeah.
yellows are, but there's still a little bit of green rolling through there.
So it's some sort of localised thunderstorm.
Yep. And Evil Scooter says, hey, batsmen of the world, stop getting out to shit.
Yeah, well, it happens in limited overs cricket. The new batsman is...
where is he? Yay. Come on.
Best jingle.
He's got to be there somewhere.
But she caught me on the counter.
In my woozy.
Saw me banging on the sofa.
In my woozy.
I even had her in the shower.
In my
She
woozy.
even caught me on camera.
In my woozy.
Saw the marks on my shoulder.
In my woozy.
Heard the words that I told her.
In my woozy.
Heard the screams getting louder.
In my woozy.
Stayed until it was over.
Yeah,
I think it's
pretty terrible song originally, but Imad Wasim makes it much more exciting. His first ball, he works down to short third man and gets a single.
I don't know if Yuvraj caught that without looking at it.
No.
Even he was disgusted by the act of taking that wicket.
And Cody put his arm around Kedar Jadhav and said, I know you're bullshit, mate, but well done.
It was a power move.
You're my golden arm.
Curiously effective filth, basically.
Yeah, very curiously effective filth.
Dismissing the set batsmen as they're going into the slog overs.
Yeah. Short, wide filth and crashed out towards deep extra cover. They'll get a single. I think about 2. It's not going to be there.
Jadhav, basically, he doesn't bowl the ball in any meaningful sense. He reaches out and basically drops the ball on the length. He really is just putting it there.
Yeah.
It's quite hideous to watch.
It is quite hideous to watch, but it's quite effective. Driven by Hafiz, up too long off. He'll get himself a single. There's 7 overs left now. They're on 270. And they'd like to get 320 plus. High 3 teens.
That over worked out perfectly for India. Four runs, the wicket, and they've snuck in that over of the extras they needed, and now they can bowl Bhuvi and Bumrah through to the end.
Well, Bumrah will bowl the next over, and then they'll be able to bowl it out to the end, won't they?
Yep, and Moggs says, something dark brewing around 4:30. Is Theresa May planning to visit the ground?
Wow.
And Dennis Cricket says, just tuned into Gorilla Cricket. Who is the Mexican woman reading tweets?
Mexican? You're not Mexican. Wisconsin originally.
Yep. I was going to say, this skin of beautiful Mexican heritage.
Yeah, it's not.
Gracias.
Carlos Budu on Facebook Live says, bowl like Bhuvi in Pakistan got this. And he also says Kohli will have another blood vessel popped.
Yeah, well, he might do. I just think they need to get 300. Anything over 300 and they're in the game.
They would struggle not to get 300 from here.
They should struggle not to get 300 from here. But you never know with Pakistan. They could throw away. I mean, I'm watching an IPL game and you saw at the end. I mean, teams getting
IPL final.
Yeah, well, the IPL final. There's another game we covered. Guided by Hafiz down to backward point. Doesn't get a run. It was a game we watched, and there was a team with 4 overs to go, scored 13 runs and lost about 4 or 5 wickets. I can't remember what team it was, and it can happen in limited overs. You've got to try and.
So they're running out of batsmen, aren't they? So why is Sarfaraz appears to have disappeared?
He's probably psyching himself up. But Sarfaraz can go quick. But he will. Everyone's going to be trying to come in and slog out now. Hafiz faces up. Bumrah comes in, clipped off his legs out towards deep square leg. There'll be a man out. No, what? There isn't a man out there. There's a man out at sort of cow. Consequently, it runs into the square leg boundary. That's a bit weird. There should have been a man there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Would you like a jingle for Jasprit Bumrah?
Yeah, we're going to have a new one.
I'm here to meet Sophia Parvett.
I need to normalise that. It's a bit quiet, isn't it?
Just a little.
Yeah, that can be done.
Thank you, Kurum Soldado, for sending that in.
Bumrah in again, clipped again out towards mid-wicket. There isn't anyone at mid-wicket. Bumrah has to chase it out himself, gets a single. He's been curiously expensive as well, hasn't he, today? 48 or 6.3.
Yeah, well, that's what we were saying in the green room. There's a lot of extras, and there's a lot of wides, the no ball. He's not helped himself today.
No. Getting a wicket off a no ball never helps. Imad Wasim is on 1 off 1. He's got 23 off 16. We shall see where this gets to.
Apparently, Kedar Jadhav was described on TV as right arm, underarm.
And almost rightly so. Bumrah in, bowls. Imad Wasim cuts squared. I think there were fingertips on it by the man at backward point. Slows it down a little bit for the man sweeping on the cover boundary. He fields it, throws it in. And they get a single.
Mog says, I'm pretty sure that when I was bowling shit back in the day, shit didn't take nearly as many wickets.
I've taken some wickets off some pretty filthy balls, it has to be said.
Tim Everingham says, one last tweet of the tournament. Thank you to Gorilla Cricket for keeping us, or helping to keep late night studying interesting, even if Australia the most hated team of the tournament. Even if Australia was the most hated team of the tournament, bring on the Ashes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, the run line they've got on the betting sites is 330, guided down towards third man for a single.
So they're assuming basically 10 and over from here on out.
Yeah, they are, which is never... It's not a bad ploy, but it's often less than that. It's amazing how T20 has made that the case. I mean, previously probably 7.5, 8 and over would have probably been considered the de rigueur.
The Simeon Freud says, if Jadad just did a little twirl before delivering, it would be a legitimate shot put throw.
It's not bad, yeah. It does... yeah, the arm does sort of come from the chin region.
Tipped into the leg side, a little bit of a slip by Imad Wasim as he set off, but they do get through for a single.
And Jane with the Y says, who are the neutrals cheering for and why? I'm team underdog. Pakistan's in the bad.
Well, that's it. It's Pakistan's in the bad because we always cheer for the underdog here. And
I often think eventually things have to happen, and Pakistan have never beaten India in an ICC tournament.
They have beaten them in the Champions Trophy in 2006, I think.
Was that a group game, though?
Yeah, I think.
In a meaningful game. So you kind of think that eventually shit happens.
Yep.
This could be their day. I mean, they've got away with it so far. I mean, FAK are getting 114.
Clip Scout says, I don't think I'll ever be able to listen to normal commentary again. The jingles and everything else are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Well, that's the idea.
Stick with us. Stick with us.
Indeed. We are here to entertain. Also to be a little biased occasionally. And to tell it how it is rather than being bland and TV-like. That's the beauty of the internet. There's no Ofcom. I love it. Imad is in, he's facing up to a filthy Jadav is going to get another over. They figured a filth takes wickets, might as well leave him on. And the first ball is swiped at by Imad, gets an under edge, goes out to long on, gets himself a single.
Strange that he's taken, unless Booby's going to come on at the other end, because he's taking Booby's over, who's been by far the most economical bowler.
No, he's probably taking Bumrah's over, isn't he? Down the track, though, comes Hafiz, smashes it high in the air. I think it's gone... No. Just. It went very vertical. And who was that down there? Is that Kohli?
Hardik Pandya.
Hardik Pandya down at long on. Couldn't quite get to the pitch. It couldn't quite get to the ball. It just sailed over his hands. Didn't quite get to the pitch there, Hafiz. Hit it very vertical, but just long enough.
Yeah, it was a hell of a leap from Hardik, actually. He got some serious hang time.
Like a proper salmon. 44.2 overs gone. Next ball driven by Hafiz up to long off. And is just the single.
Sorry, we realised we didn't jingle up to 6.
Oh.
And again. A repeat.
Was that live?
Yes. Yeah.
It was live.
Yes.
Imad Wasim. I thought that was a replay of another 6, but no, it was Imad Wasim coming down the track to Jadav. He's gone one over too long because that shite has been smashed back over his head for 6 more.
Smack it in the air. Smack it in the air. Legs move it side to side. Smack it in the air. Smack it in the air.
Yeah, it was a proper smack on them.
Yeah, Hafiz's was a big lift over long on. That was just smashed back hard and flat.
Well, he comes down the track again. Flat bats it hard down to Hardik Pandya at long off. He bashes his pad in disgust that he didn't lift it over his head for another 6. It did deserve another 6, probably, but there's 15 off this over so far.
There's a lot that's club crickety about Jadav's bowling, not least the fact he took a wicket, was given another over, and has now been smashed.
Yes, that's just dropped into the offsides. There is no one close in there. Jadav can't get to it quick enough, and they end up with a single. 16 off the over. That's pretty good over for Pakistan. 294 for 4. My 310 to 320 is looking disgustingly not right.
Yeah. Jeff Perkins says, I think shit plus vaguely competent catchers takes far more wicket than just shit on its own, to which Mogg says, not a lot of safe hands in the C-grade matting competition.
Tell me about it.
Dave Benute says, shit getting wickets makes me feel better about my own figures. Neat Bajaj says, though in India it's always left arm shit, not right, #culture. Mogg says, eventually shit happens, that's some wisdom for the ages right fucking there. And Messi Jez says, the ultimate in the shit takes wickets category, and has sent us a video from Somerset.
Yes, the infamous Leach double bouncer.
Yep.
Yes, he yorked him on the second bounce, didn't he?
And
quality. I'd like to see that.
Evil Scooter says Pakistan, but because they're going to score under 450, they've got no chance.
Well, I think anything over 320 puts them in with a good shout.
Yep. Seems I called it right. They have switched up the seamers at this end.
Last 5 overs have gone, slower ball outside the off stump, and it's not going to be given as a wide, and rightly so, it shouldn't be given as a wide. It was inside the line, and Hafiz couldn't reach it, went through to the keeper, and there's no run.
We have a jingle.
He got Tendoka from North, a better bat than we thought. He got Booby Kuma's eyes.
Steve Bell's with us on Facebook Live saying he's loving the commentary from Manchester.
Thank you very much.
And Clip Scott says, finally, the filth getting some of what it deserves.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, Booby won't be so easy. He's a good death bowler. He can slow balls first up. He's got 3 left. So you can bowl out from this end.
Yep, and Boomerang will then... Well, Boomerang's got 3 left and will bowl the other 2.
Yeah. Booby's been by far the best bowler, but this ball has been hammered over mid-wicket. That was a length ball, and it got picked up beautifully by Hafiz down to the mid-wicket boundary, over the mid-wicket boundary, 6 runs.
Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6. Let's talk about 6.
Yeah, way too easy. Long hop.
Yeah.
Short boundary.
It's funny because I was talking with Hendo out there and we were both like, Hafiz maybe he's a bit old, but he's there and he's done it. Next ball's full toss on leg stump. It's worked up towards long on. They'll get a single.
Yeah, that's a decent outcome for India, given that it was a shin-high full toss that really should have sailed over square leg for 6.
Yeah, probably.
But I think he's had some early warning to make sure that if he doesn't bowl a Yorker, that he's bowling pretty much a bouncer. Anything length here is just going to go sailing into the crowd.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. I've got Hassan Ali, a man on the match for today, 16-1. Full driven by Imad Wasim up to long on. They'll just get the single.
The problem with that is he'd have to take a 6 or something.
Well, it's possible. It's either going to be, if Pakistan win, it's either going to be a Pakistani bowler getting a lot of runs and it gets to a tight run chase, or it's going to be Fahar, isn't it? Really?
Well, I think if Pakistan win, it'll be Fakhar Zaman.
Well, it depends. It depends. I mean, it's a batting wicket, so if it gets to the point where they get 320, 330, and India end up 310 or something like that, and the batsmen dominate, and there's a big score by an Indian batsman too, it'll probably go to a bowler. Beautiful shot by Hafiz, nearly gets 4 runs, skewed off the outside edge a bit. Oh, no, nearly a run out. Did they go for 2? They must have gone for 2. They were thinking about a third. He skewed it off the outside edge, went down towards third man. There is a man at deep cover who managed to get round and cut off the 4, and they managed to only get 2.
They probably should have come back for the third.
They probably should have come back for the third, indeed. It's at the end of the game. You've got to be doing a run.
Yeah, Jadhav had he palmed it back nicely, but he ended up rolling well past the ball and had a long way to go to pick it up again. And there was a bit of a stumble, and Hafiz set off and was sent back. They probably could have risked it for the third.
Full on leg stump by Booby, whipped out towards Cow. Shikhar Dhawan is fielding down there. He gets himself a single.
Yeah, there's another good over for Pakistan there, so 9-11 off that over.
Yeah, that's a good score. There's 4 overs left.
There's 27 off the last 2.
Yeah.
Long says the bowler's response was telling in that Somerset video.
Yes.
And over on Facebook Live, Shahzad Khan said, what are the chances of Pakistan now? They have a chance.